Morning. I can't hear the barking and the cicadas. We're trying again. Did it work this time? I don't want. I'm trying to avoid having to. It worked. Yes. Okay. All right. So I just had to. So just in case this ever happens to you, if you have something that you connect every once in a while on Bluetooth. Good morning, Sweetly Country. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for helping me out here. Jenny Luhu. Good morning. Let me just make sure that I am multicasting. Yes. Multicasting says that it's active. Let's see if that's actually true. Swipe open. I've been having some problems where it's not always multicasting to YouTube and Twitch, which is a problem. Yeah, oh, good. Okay, I'm live. Excellent. So I don't know what the reason is why sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but this one is an important show, so I'm glad it works. So if it ever happens to you where people say they can't hear you, minimize the show. So you go up to the top corner, there'll be an arrow down, you minimize, you got a selection, don't raid, don't end, just minimize. Then close the app. So usually you swipe up and then you can pick and swipe away all the apps that you want to close. So swipe away whatnot to close it. Then go into your settings and turn off. If you're on iPhone, turn off AirDrop and Bluetooth. For some reason, that works best for me to turn off both of those. So I turn off Bluetooth and I turn off AirDrop. And then I reopen Whatnot, and it usually works. I tried this time to not completely close Whatnot, but because it takes an extra few seconds for it to reopen. So that is the way to fix that if you ever have problems on your iPhone with sound not functioning. The other thing is the first thing that I usually do is I just go into the settings, which is a triple dot up here in the corner, and I turn off the mic and then turn back on the mic. And sometimes that works, especially for Android. I find that for some reason, every once in a while, Whatnot doesn't connect to the mic. So you basically like disconnect to the mic, even though you're just already disconnected, and then reconnect. So you just go to the more. There'll be 3 dots at the top when you're running a show. Hit more, and then go to mic, turn off mic, turn back on mic, and that usually works on Android when you have that problem. There's problems everywhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Peacock. Sweetly Country said, I had issues yesterday with my live, so I had to swap phones. It was a mess. Oh, that is real. Like, I find that restarting on a second phone now is so much harder than it used to be. Dear Whatnot, can you fix that so we can quickly switch devices if we need to? There used to be a way that you could just minimize the show and then open the other app open the app on your phone and a different phone and hit start show, and it would connect right away. But it doesn't seem to want to do that anymore. Insert sad face here. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a special edition of the morning show. We're going to be talking about how to attract buyers to your show. So your show, their must have. How do you make it so that it's their must have? Sweetly Country says, I'm going today or tomorrow to get a new phone just to cover my bases. Yeah, I got an iPhone for Christmas. And I have a little tiny iPhone, like a really old small iPhone, but the screen's too small and I can't, dear Whatnot, your screen, you don't have it formatted for all screen sizes. It doesn't automatically adjust. So I can't hit all the buttons that I want to hit on the smaller iPhones, which is a pain. I thought that it would work. Sweetly Country says, off topic, but do you like iPhone for Whatnot? I like the extra features. I'm an Android girl, but I like the ability to multicast first and foremost, because once they took away past shows, it was necessary, so that people could watch my past shows on YouTube. So I set up a YouTube page. Well, I had a YouTube page that I ignored. So if you want to be able to multicast, if you want to be able to use like the spin wheel and that kind of stuff, if you want to use like the face cam feature, those things are only available on iPhone. And the face cam feature is a special iPhone thing that don't say, when are you going to bring this to Android? Because Android doesn't have the ability yet. So hopefully Android will wake up and smell the coffee and realize that face cam feature is a good feature. Let me show you how it works. Hang on. I'm going to hold something up. So I'm going to hit face cam. So suddenly, as you can see, so let me just switch it. So say you're selling this schmucky, right? And then here, and I need so that you can see me, but also see the thing. And I really love that feature sometimes when I'm doing shows where like I'm showing jewelry or something. I like that feature because I can still be talking to you and still connecting with you. You can still see my face and you're connecting with me while I'm also showing the jewelry. Because sometimes half of the reason why I think some of you are on my shows is just to watch my facial reactions to things. So, especially when I'm unboxing. So, I do like face cam. Magical A, good morning. Good morning, everyone else who's come in. I'm sorry that I'm trying to remember that I need to do this topical show today. So, good morning. Good morning. So, if you're looking for information and news updates and that sort of thing, no, it's okay, Sweetly Country. Take me off topic anytime you want. I am like the worst for squirrels. So, hang on. I'm just gonna move you guys over a bit because I feel like I'm leaning in too much. Sorry, Lily, but you're going to have to move. Okay, that's better. I was leaning in way too much. That yellow thing behind me is an old sign, old street sign. Okay, so let's talk. Oh, thank you. I thrifted it. It's got puffy sleeves and everything. I think I got it in the UK. Yeah, I got it in the UK. So, turns out I have managed to squeeze myself down to a size 14 American, so I'm very excited. At least for this particular designer. So anyways, I love thrifting. As everybody who knows me knows. Okay, so let's dig in. Okay, so let's talk about how to attract buyers to your shows on Whatnot. Funky Junk Shop says, I was told to follow you because you're a Canadian seller. I want to start going live on Whatnot. I'm also Canadian. That's awesome. I'm in near Hastings, Ontario on the Trent River. So I'm about 35 minutes from Peterborough, if you know Ontario. And I'm about 2 hours from Toronto. You're in Niagara Falls. Sweet. There's Mamarazzi Finds is in the Niagara Falls area. I was about to take a sip of this coffee and I realized that it's from yesterday. Awkward. Kim didn't clean up. Okay, so let's dive in. There is a guide. If you look in the show notes, you're going to see a link to the guide that you can get. It's called Attracting Buyers. It's written by Whatnot. It's got lots of information as well as suggestions from people, amazing people like D Archivist and Jen's Multiverse and Custom Wood Burning. And somebody named the Red Rooster is also in there. So you're trying to navigate the crazy shipping. The shipping is super easy. Good morning, Mimics. The shipping is super, super easy. It's fairly simple. It's just, if you're going to send it to the States, are you going to use, you're in Niagara Falls, so you might want to use Chit Chats. If you use Chit Chats, there's going to be more regulations soon around the whole tariff thing, but Whatnot's fairly simple to ship. You just need to know if you're shipping it out of the country, what's the country of origin, and put that in, and make sure you put your weights and your dimensions. And when you're listing items, make sure you list the so if I was to list this pair of glasses, I would want to make sure that these didn't get broken. These are my husband's. I would want to make sure, good morning, Gingers. I'd want to make sure these weren't broken, so I would be wrapping them and I'd be putting them in a nice sturdy box. So the weight of the when I ship it is not going to be the weight that it is right now. It's going to have paper and bubble wrap and then a box around it and the label on the box and the thank you note inside. So that's all you need to do. Hi, Sweetly Country. Sweetly Country says, I'm from the US, but love learning what I can in case I sell to anyone up there. I mean, the stuff I'm going to be talking about today is applicable to anybody around the world. So, and I'll add little bits for certain things if it's like more US centered or more Canadian centered, like free shipping and that kind of stuff is only available for US sellers. But I do talk about that. I'm here for you all, y'all. Okay, so say this weighs 3 ounces. When you're creating an item on Whatnot, you don't want to select 1 to 3 ounces for this because it's not going to ship at 3 ounces. It's going to ship at more like 4 to 7 or 8 to 11, depending on the size. So I would actually put this at 8 to 11 to be on the safe side. Maybe I would put it at 4 to 7. And that way you've got the correct weight, and the weight is the key thing that helps Whatnot determine what to sell. Sweetly Country says, I weigh each item with a mailer box just to make sure. Yeah. I mean, after a while you will get to the point where you can go holding it. Yeah. Okay. Funky Junk. There is a drop off in, there isn't a Chit Chats branch, but there is a drop off in, Niagara Falls. If you go to chitchats.com, you can learn about that. And I do have some videos on my YouTube where I'm talking about Chit Chats and that, so you can actually use them. However, their prices have just gone up. So shipping to the US is cheap. So if you have US sellers, good morning, Debbie. It's great, except when if these tariffs hit. What is a Chit Chat? Chit Chats is a company in Canada that does lower cost shipping. They're like a third party shipper, and they do lower cost shipping. So they're kind of like Pirate Ship in a way, I guess. They were set up mostly for people who were shipping to the United States. But with the new tariff rules that may be coming in, we don't know. You know, he said it starts on the 29th, but he always changes his mind. He's busy designing a ballroom and, you know, doing whatever this is on a roof. I think he's making a dome. I think that means I'm making a dome. He's busy with that. So he may change his mind about the tariffs before August 29th. So I'm in like a wait and see, let's not panic mode. Hey, Canadian Club Flipper. Okay. So you can download this. You go to whatnot.info. It's in my show notes. So go over here to the show notes, whatnot.info /attracting buyers, all lowercase, all one word. So that's how you do that. The end. Lake Al Manor, good morning. How are you? Okay, so let's talk about how do I attract new buyers to my show. Let's start with before your show. There's lots of things that you can do. So on Whatnot, what can I do to attract buyers to my show? And Mimics is right. Coupons are awesome. So schedule your show at least. This is like the bare minimum, 48 to 72 hours afterwards. Bare freaking minimum. I would say schedule your show like at least a week beforehand and schedule a bunch of shows at once. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that when you schedule a show, when you hit that plus sign and schedule a show, go below so you have like the date and time, and then right below there it says repeat. Does this repeat? Say yes and make 10 of them. You can make 10 weekly shows all at once that are the same thing. So if you're looking for consistency, which is the important part of building your business on Whatnot, do 10 shows, do 10 weeks at the same bat time, same bat channel, doing the same bat thing. You're going to find that you're going to build your business really fast that way. And bookmarks are gold. Tom talked about this in the Whatnot Sellers show earlier this week. He said it himself. Bookmarks are gold. You want to collect bookmarks. The longer you have your shows scheduled ahead of time, the more bookmarks you can collect. People pay attention more to notifications of shows they've bookmarked than to notifications of sellers they're following. In fact, most people turn off notifications for sellers they're following because they don't have enough time to be constantly swiping away all the notifications they get. Because the more you're on Whatnot, the more people you follow, the more notifications you're going to get. So people start going in and editing their notifications. My suggestion is if you're a buyer or a seller on Whatnot, don't turn off all your notifications. Go in and select notifications for shows you've bookmarked and items you've bookmarked. Those are the ones you want to know about. You don't necessarily need to know all the rest. Mamarazzi, good morning. Good morning, True North. Good morning, T Dot. Good morning, Polar Bear. Who else came in? 5 Acre Primitives. Good morning. Okay, so schedule your show in advance. The longer you schedule your show in advance, the better. You can also then, as Mimic said earlier, while I was talking, share it on your social media. The farther ahead you can start teasing about shows that you have coming up, especially if you got like special shows you're doing. Like I'm going to be clearing out this section of my minifigures collection. Like tease the living daylights out of that on your social media. Make sure you start building up a listing in your shop of all that stuff that you have that you're going to have in your show, and give yourself enough time to load it up so you're not panicking. That's the other thing that people do is they schedule a show for 3 days from now and then they're like, I don't have enough time to list everything I want to list. So put your show a little bit farther back, give yourself that grace and that time. I know that if you're a new seller, Whatnot has an incentive for you to go live within the first 7 days. I get it. It sounds great. And if you can do it, do it. But give yourself grace to say, you know what? Maybe I'm going to wait. And it's okay if I don't get that $150 because it's better to feel good. I believe that you want to have your first few shows feel good and preparation, all this stuff that I'm talking about, doing all this stuff in advance is not something you can do always just within 7 days. Good morning, Good Grief. How are you? I love that name. Good morning, Brad. So also use an eye-catching thumbnail with clear and appealing visuals, no clutter. You want something that catches people's eye. You want something that says exactly what they're going to get, why they should come into your show. Not a lot of like little notes and things. People can't see that. It's like this big. It's this big. It's just this tiny thing. Oh dear, True North. You did a giveaway? Yeah, giveaways is really expensive. Peacock says I just scheduled a show for an hour from now. Don't be like me. Yes, don't do that. But you know what? Pop-ups are good. If you want to do pop-ups every once in a while, schedule a bunch of pop-up shows. Do that repeat thing so you can do 10 at a time. Do like 10 pop-ups that you schedule for like October and say bookmark me in case of pop-ups. And tell people like if you want to get notified when I pop up, just scroll down and hit that bookmark for those ones, and boom, you'll find that you can then just go in. You can go into any one of your shows that's scheduled in, like, I could schedule a show for 2026 and go into it after this show and hit start show, and it'll start the show. Good Grief says, don't be like me and order 25 cases of 50 large, oh my goodness, large flat rate boxes. But they're free, right? Aren't they, Good Grief? Or are you in Canada? Then they're not free. So and write a compelling title. So something like Vintage Disney or Rare Pokemon or surprise set deals, something like that. So let's go and look. We're going to go to our homepage, and we're going to look at the shows that are currently showing up on my screen. So obviously I went with something really like Kapow and your show, their must-haves, and like Bid. Free. Okay, yeah. So you're in the States. So you're getting them for free. Flat rate boxes are great if you can use them, because the flat rate system in the US is pretty cool. So as you can tell, like, some just stick with like thumbnails. This one, I want to know the golden mallet. Like, I just want to know, what the heck is this? I'll go into there just because this is like insanely crazy. Good Grief, I won't critique profiles unless you ask me to. But today it would have to be after I finish doing this section. Good morning, Indigo. So as you can see, like, some of these, they just don't pop for me. No offense to everyone who's on here, but sometimes something will just, like, okay, what's that? Natural state of high, community over competition. Now, this doesn't have a lot of words on it, but it made me stop and want to read it. So what my recommendation is, how to go to decide what kind of thumbnail you want to use and how am I going to make one. Canva has a free there's a free way of using Canva, and it's pretty good. I pay for the Canva Pro because I use it a ton for all kinds of things, not just Whatnot. So I use Canva Pro, but Canva Free is really good, and you can get all kinds of really great templates that you can use. So what I do is I will get inspiration from other sellers. I'll go to, like, say I go to my category. Let's go to vintage and antique jewelry. So I want to see what is going to catch my eye in vintage and antique jewelry that's going to make me want to go into that show. And that helps me decide what kind of thumbnail I want to use for that category. You're trying to you're trying to express your vibe. Everybody has a different vibe. So what you want to do is use your thumbnail to tell people what it's going to be like in your show, how it's going to feel. What kind of vibe are you going to have? Like, I can say Yessie, she just looks really calm and chill, and it looks like that will just be a fun, chill. It says power gold hour gold tone, but it just looks like it would be just a nice chill. I look at, like, this Ashana's Treasures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love all this stuff. I want to go in there because I love these kind of things. She's showing me what I like. Let's see, this one, Packy Parker, has got like a hot sale thing on. If I like deals, which I do, I'm going to want to go in there. It says all bundles, $2 starts. So a lot of jewelry sellers will put pictures of their jewelry. The other thing you can do too is, and let me see if anybody's done it here, is you can create a little video. So you can even in Canva, then that's something that just catches people's eye, because it's static image is great, but sometimes you want to just take a video and scan your table of what you're going to be selling. Or you can take your thumbnail in Canva and you can hit on each one of the images and you can put animate, and then it'll at least move around a little bit and catch people's eye. So when you're scheduling your show, you can add a thumbnail as well as a little short video. So I also recommend that you do that. Okay, back to what I was talking about. So I don't list your items ahead of time. I said that before, but buyers can bookmark or pre-bid on items that are already listed. So if you're a newer seller, preloading your shows is a great way to really showcase what it is you're going to sell and get some pre-bids. Because when you're out there saying, hi, I'm new, come check out my show, I'm having my first show tomorrow, I've got a whole bunch of stuff, people who are interested, yes, I'll Laura. Hello. Yes, I use Canva for most of my thumbnails. Because I just find Canva is the easiest for me to use. And Chipper Flipper, natural state of high. We were just talking about one of your thumbnails. Did you hear me talking about your thumbnail? Welcome in, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Hi, Thriftworks. So we're talking about attracting buyers this morning. My morning talk show is more focused. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Everyone, please follow natural state of high. I'm just going to start moderating a whole bunch of people. Natural state of high, where are you? Natural state of high. I know, amazing timing. So I was just saying, I was showing thumbnails on the my For You page, and yours came up because I follow you, of one that you're doing, and I loved the thumbnail and the way that you had it set up. It had a lot of words in it, but it made me want to look at it. And I always think that that's a really important thing is sometimes I'll say don't use a lot of clutter, make it as clean as possible, but sometimes extra information makes people go, wait, what I need to click on that to see more. So there's it's never a hard and fast rule, because it made me stop and look, and so therefore it worked, right? So if you're ever wondering what kind of thumbnails should I use, go in and look at the For You page and see what attracts you, because that's your vibe. What attracts you is your vibe, and you want to express your vibe. Don't try to be anybody else's vibe. It doesn't work in the long run. You can fake it for so long, but at some point, so Lake L Manor, bright colors work, but if that's not you, don't use bright colors, right? Like, bright colors attract people who like bright colors. But if bright colors isn't you, if that like jars you, then don't use that. Like lilac bloom. Hello, how are you? Sorry, I'm gonna you just said something and you used a purple heart. Lilac bloom, I would expect to see a lot of purple of every different hue in a lilac bloom thumbnail, because that's just lilac bloom, right? Like that would, like, I would immediately go, oh look, there's purple, oh that must be lilac bloom, I'm gonna check that one out, I'm gonna bookmark that one. So you want to kind of have your vibe go through, which, like, so yeah, it totally depends. There is no hard and fast rule. There are people who will say you have to have this, you have to have that. You know what, if that's not you, then don't do that, because people coming into your show are attracted to that vibe that isn't you, and you can't fake that for very long. So like my thumbnail for today's show is very hot and vibrant and like in your face. My other ones tend to also be a little bit more fun, and I just use vibrant because that's kind of just me. But I also am attracted to other shows that are more chill. Sometimes I want to go into just a chill show and have someone help me relax. um Oh, hey, Vicky Joy, can I ask your first impression of my new thumbnails? Yes, of course, Vicky. How are you doing? Let's look. Oh, look at this. Okay, first and foremost, Vicky's start thing just gave, like, your profile says, "Thank you all for being such a joy in my life," with a heart, and like I've got goosebumps. I got goosebumps right away, and you're making me want to cry. Clearly, I'm hormonal. And like, she's a safe space for all. I love the fact that you've got everything boom, 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 boom about what you sell, because you do a lot in all kinds of different categories. All right. And then let's see your show thumbnails. Yeah, like I like your pretty vignettes. That's pretty, and they're pretty vignettes. And you've got the scoops and Halloween prize wheel, the plus size clothing. I love that little, like, drawn image of you. The oracle cards feels like what oracle cards should look like. This is totally you. Oops. Come back, Kim. You're going to go out of your darn show if you're not careful. It's you. It's you. I like it. I like it. It's you. It feels like you, and your profile gave me goosebumps. So there you go. Vicky Joy says, I feel so energized to be back selling after a little break. I love it. Awesome Finds. Good morning. Peacock just changed thumbnail to a flaming peacock. Good morning, Awesome Finds. So yeah, stick with what, if it feels good to you, that's what you want to use. So if it feels like I'm going to do a different show and it's going to be fun and energetic, and usually I'm chill and relaxed, then obviously you want to show a fun and energetic thumbnail so that the people who come into your who are bookmarking that show and then come into that show can feel that there's an energy there, right? It's all about the vibe. And a Reworkers Passion says it all the time. A lot of us say it all the time. Find your vibe, find your tribe. Maybe you don't know what your vibe is yet, but you're going to discover it slowly by thank you, Vicky Joy. I think you're going to discover it slowly by just making small adjustments, little tweets. Yes, a Reworkers Passion says your vibe attracts your tribe. Absolutely. So don't try to be someone you're not. Be you. You're the only person that can be you. Therefore, there are no hard and fast rules about how to whatnot. There are some things that work. All right. Yes. Okay. I'm being asked to do some feedback. So here we go. True North and then Good Grief. View profile. Let's look. Everybody can look with me at True North Collectibles, based in British Columbia. We offer a variety of collectibles with a focus on UFC and hockey. So if you do UFC and hockey most, I would put that first and then say and a variety of collectibles. So UFC and hockey, as well as other or we focus on UFC and hockey as well as offer a variety of collectibles, because for me, I just see we offer a variety of collectibles with a foku before I have to hit show more. So what you want to do is those first two lines are what you want to be just like you. So I would even say based in BC to give you a little bit of extra room too, to add some more things. And you've got your Discord community on there. I don't know if that's against terms of service or not. I think it's okay as long as it's about whatnot. And oh gosh, I'm gonna go to my show if I'm not careful. So today at 11:30, you have a Chrome Ultimate Fight Club mixer, random finds. I I I don't know all those images that you have on there. They're very tiny. So I mean, but I'm not a UFC person, so I don't understand what you're showing. So I'm sure it makes sense to UFC people. And then you've got your live from your Chill Soda Shop. If anybody doesn't know, True North Collectibles is in Northern Ontario and has an actual treats and like international imported treats and snacks and exotic yummies store. And so they're going to be live from their Chill Soda Shop. And yeah, I like those images. Trendy treats, imported soda, rare snacks, mystery boxes. I like that. I would just lift it up a little bit so it's more in the middle. But that's just me. The hockey card singles, that looks like that. I like that one. And I like that little face that you got on there for your Chrome and Carnage. I think that's really cute. And again, I don't understand enough about Ultimate Fight Club and stuff. I like the Octagon IQ thing. It looks really interesting. Like, it looks like I might learn something about UFC if I went into that show. I don't know if that was the aim, but I kind of like that. Okay. So yeah, looks good to me, True North. Little tweaks, but you've got your vibe. And Good Grief. Good Grief L90. Is that an L or an I? View profile. Hey, Good Grief. Okay, follow back. Luann, a retired nurse from East Tennessee, focused on rescuing tangible, gently loved items. So I would also recommend pull that. It took focused on rescuing tangible, gently loved items. It pulled it down to the third line. So I would just hit the backspace and get that up there. And I love the fact that you've got information about the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline as well as griefshare.org. I think that is awesome. And I love that vibe that you're giving out of who you are. Thrifting and eclectic finds, plus size clothing at yard sale prices. Oh, I love that. I wish I could buy more from the States. I love that. And I love I love the good grief because I'm a big fan. And I love also that image you have at the top, your header image. I really like that. So I would just suggest getting that focused on rescuing tangible up a bit. So and maybe take off tangible, so it's focused on rescuing gently loved items. Hopefully that might fit. It might fit in the 2 lines. Okay, and then show thumbnails. Let me look. All right, right now all your show thumbnails are your good grief. So that would be the next step that I would recommend, is to start looking at creating some show thumbnails for your different types of shows. But I like the good grief is a really cute image. Okay. Scrolling. Woven Alchemy Emporium says they encourage you to share your other links, but you can't do it with the intention to divert sales elsewhere. Yes, absolutely. As long as it's just a matter of, if they go into your Discord, will they find that you're saying, here's how you sell in other places? Laura says, is there a way to lock your screen so you don't bump yourself out of a show? It took me forever to find you, so I looked for colorful thumbnails. I have no clue. It depends on your. You'd have to ask Lord Google based on your phone's, like what phone you have, because each phone is slightly different. I find, which is annoying every time I buy a new phone. I have to relearn my dang phone. Okay. Records from the 6 says, hey, do you think that if the country of origin is U.S. on products, that tariffs will still hit them? That has not been made clear yet, Records from the 6. It will depend on whether they're CUSMA, Canadian, U.S., Mexico agreement. If they're, you can go to tarifffinder.ca, tarifffinder.ca, 1 R, 2 Fs. Or 3 Fs actually, because it's Tariff Finder. You'll find a lot of it. You can basically put in your albums and any other things that you have and see whether or not what the current export is on that, what the tariffs might be for your buyers. You'd think that if it was made in the USA, it wouldn't, but it's just basically there's just tariffs everywhere. Tariffs for everyone. So check on tarifffinder.ca. It's a free service. Good morning, Amy Perrin. How are you? Yeah, Lord Google. Sorry. That's what I always say. Yeah. So yeah, right now it's all under de minimis, so it doesn't matter most of the time. Although Records from the 6 sells some like amazing collectible albums. If you are a record collector, you need to be checking out Records from the 6. So sometimes you sell some biggins. So most of the time though, it's under $800, so it's fine. But if the de minimis exemption goes down to 0, which would be absolute forking chaos at the US border, everything's going to grind to a halt. Everyone's going to freak out because there are 3.5 to 4 million packages a day going into the United States under the de minimis exemption. So that will be 3.5 to 4 million extra packages per day that the Border Service Agency Customs is going to have to deal with. So good luck to them. Oh, thank you, good grief. Yeah, don't worry about tipping me. I'm good. I do this because I love all you guys. Rexy, I love that name. Rex to Rufus, what's up? Where are the Bay and Pinterest lobbyists? Yeah, it is total chaos. Tariffs are total chaos, and I will. Oh, you purchased it just being yourself. Thank you so much for that purchase. You're so sweet. Let me just double check. Sold. Thank you so much for that purchase. Okay, let's talk about let's carry on with attracting buyers. Ooh, Peacock just had, last show was 3 buyers from Texas. So again, I'm a Canadian seller, so I do talk about Canadian things. If you're a US seller, just stay tuned. I apologize when we like divert to Canadian topics, but we get back to the important stuff. I promise you. Um, yes, custom fees are crazy. Canada has a de minimis exemption of only $20, and they are starting to enforce that as much as they can. But they let a lot of things just go through because they don't have the time. They don't have the staff to take every single item that's $20 or more. Tinker and Thrift, that is a cute name too. I love it. Okay. Oh God, that woman needs help. So where were we? Okay, so next up in the what do you do to set up your show ahead of time so you can attract buyers? So one of the important things besides your thumbnail and a little video is making sure that you use the correct category. So a lot of people don't select the right category. You want to make sure that you're in a feed that's going to be really targeting the buyers that you want. So, you know, if you're doing a general thing that's going to have, you know, stuff from every part of a house, then you would want to do estate sales, or you can go into deal hunting or garage sales. There's even a garage sale. I kid you not. There's a garage sale. And I've done an actual sale at one of my garage sales, which I made more money off of Whatnot than I did from the people coming in. So, you know, I always recommend that. So tag your category accurately so it shows up in the right buyer feed. You want the buyers that, but also your items, make sure you tag them. So if you're doing estate sales, if you select estate sales, storage unit, any of the general ones, but you've got items in all the different categories, make sure you tag the item category correctly, because Whatnot will push out on the For You page. If you have a whole bunch of antique jewelry, people who buy antique jewelry are more likely to see your show, even though it's in a say estate sales, which they don't follow. If you've got antique jewelry, that's one of the reasons why you want to pre-list, because then you can put antique jewelry, you can select that category of antique and vintage jewelry, and then if you have a few of that, it's going to show up on you're going to show up on the For You page for people. Prairie Nice says, oh my gosh, there's a pin in Kim's shop that says, I won't be remembered as a woman that kept her mouth shut. I have a lot of stuff like that. I am not a woman who will keep her mouth shut. That's why when people say you should work for Whatnot, I'm like, no, because I don't want to not say stuff. Rex Rufus says I have that pin. Yeah. I want to be able to say what I want to say. So if I want to call the orange guy instead of the current president of the United States of America, I'm going to call him the orange guy. And if you don't like it, there's other shows to watch. Anyways, okay. Tag accurately. List your items ahead of time. We already talked about that. So buyers can bookmark. They can actually bookmark items. And you should encourage people to, hey, check out my show tomorrow. I'm going to be selling XYZ. Go in and bookmark that item. Just hit the little bell button so you'll be notified when I'm about to sell that item. And then what you want to do is you want to always want to pin before you sell. So don't just go in. So for example, I can go into my shop. Like I'm going to do it from here. So I can go into my shop while I'm selling. And I can go into my buy it now. You'll see something that doesn't have any bookmarks. There's a lot of bookmarks on some of my stuff. Okay, so I don't have any bookmarks on this one. So I'm going to pin it because I don't want to ping. So when I pin it, actually, let me show you with some of you. Okay, where are we? I'm going to unpin this thing that's up right now. I'm going to unpin this. Okay. Everybody who hasn't already, go to my auction. I'm going to show you what happens when I pin something. I want you to go in and I want you to click on this little icon here. It's going to look like that. I want you to click on it so that it has a little ding thing. Now, if you have your notifications completely turned off, this isn't going to work, but most people don't have their notifications completely turned off. Okay. So if I run this item, it's going to notify everybody who's got that bookmarked, right? That's like a little notification bookmark. So if I just ran it, so one of the options is just to go in to and hit start auction. And that's fine. That's fine to do if you want to. So I can just start auction, right? Please nobody buy this. And that's great. And the people will get notified through that way. And I apologize to anybody who's going to get multiple notifications, because I'm going to be showing this for a bit. So you should see in your notifications, it should have popped up and said, Red Rooster has just pinned, get in here now to buy this thing and don't miss out, right? It's going to do that. So you got a notification. That's how the pinning works. So you want to encourage people to pin your items to get notified. I mean, I pin items that I'm interested in so that in people's future shows, because then I get alerted when they go live and then I pop in. Sometimes I miss out on things. So that's also the reason why I say, and I apologize, you're going to get another notification. So I'm sorry, everyone. This is going to be like the third notification for some people. If you pin it first before you run it and then you talk about it. Okay, so I've got these free resources here. You can just go to this QR code, or the link is in my show notes, and you can get these free resources that are available, yada yada, blah blah blah. That gives people time to yeah, it says Trinker and Thrift says some don't pin, and then by the time I hit notification and get in there, yeah, because no one's staring at their phone waiting for the next. Okay, maybe there's someone out there, and God bless you, that sits and stares at their phone all day waiting for the next whatnot notification so they can hit it right away, right? Amy says, I miss so many notifications. I always bookmark items so I can find my favorite sellers to bookmark new shows. That's a great idea. K-Dog, what's up? So, again, I apologize that I've pinned and unpinned this a few times. So, like, there's 3 notifications that have gone out now. I apologize. But if you pin it first and then run it, you've given people a chance. You've given yourself a chance to talk about it, because some people will say, all right, I've got these glasses coming up. They're really awesome. They're blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me start the auction now. And then they go into their auction tab and they find it and they hit start auction. Better to pin, talk, run. Pin, talk, run. Pin, talk, run. And always remind people to go in. Oh, and Ginger Stallhouse says, I've pinned items and then have been notified of a flash sale too, which I purchased. Yeah, so flash sale. Pin, talk, flash sale. Pin, talk, flash sale. You can also, in your buy it now, you can just, if you see, like, for example, let me see. I'm going to scroll through. I can see how many people have bookmarked my items, right? So I can go in and I can be like, okay, denture earrings are more popular than other things. So I'm going to now pin denture earrings. And now I'm going to run a flash sale on them, because I can see that they're popular, but they haven't moved in a while. So then I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit run as flash sale, 25% off. And I'm going to give it a minute to run, because I want to give people time to see the notification and then come in and possibly buy. So I'm going to hit start. Now, this comes up on the screen right now, but I can get rid of it really quickly. It's still in the background, but I can just go back to my auction tab and I can pin something else. Bada bing, bada boom. 5 Acre Primitive says, I somehow turned Whatnot push notifications on. I checked my Whatnot and my phone settings. Can you show how to get them on? Ooh, that is a good question. I would message support to find out why, because if your Whatnot seems to be working, if you've got it set properly on your Whatnot and your phone settings, then it should be coming through to you. So it might be a support issue, to be honest, 5 Acre Primitives, because I'm probably going to show you the exact same things. Jess Bien and the Crazy Bee Lady, hello, how are you? Okay, so pin it, talk, run. Pin it, talk, flash sale. That's the way to do it. And remember, bookmarks are gold, including bookmarks in your shows. So remind people, hey, everyone, don't forget to bookmark my upcoming shows. I've got some shows that I'm hopefully going to be able to do next week, and I'm really excited about them. By the way, I also have some amazing things that you can see right now when I buy it now. A lot of those things I'm going to be running as flash sales in next week's shows. So if you're interested in anything and hoping to get a deal, make sure that you go into my buy it now and you hit that little bell button beside your favorite things, or hit that little, actually, it's a bookmark on the buy it now. Yeah, definitely depends on your phone. Thank you, Woven Academy, Woven Alchemy Emporium. Thank you. Okay, so if I miss something that you ask, please repeat it in a bit. Okay, so also make sure that you're pinning items ahead of your show too. There's sometimes when, if I'm about to start my show and it's going to be in like a minute or so, I will pin the free resources for my chat shows. I'll pin that first, so it's right at this and on the screen when anybody comes into the show. That's the first thing, because it also sends a notification out. Or I'll start it as an auction. If I'm on my iPhone, I can't pin properly with my iPhone, so I just hit start auction. I can't. Dear Whatnot, I have an iPhone 12, and for some reason you don't have it auto formatted so that it fits. It drives me nuts. Thank you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All caps. Okay. Another way, like before your show, that you can actually help get yourself more followers and more bookmarks and more sales and more new buyers is to join a raid train. I talk about this a lot, and everyone's like, what is a raid train? Well, thank you for asking. A raid train is an organized set of shows that sellers work together to create a schedule of shows that are going to be one after the other. A raid is a feature that Whatnot borrowed from or was inspired by Twitch. And so Twitch has this thing where when you're finished your live stream, you can raid into another live stream. And so you take all your viewers over there. Now, there's probably one person watching me on Twitch right now. Hi, sorry that I'm not going to raid. On Whatnot, I always raid. Always raid. Unless for some reason my phone dies or Whatnot is glitching, I always raid. Make it a practice to always raid. Even if it's just you or you think it's just you in the room, do make sure that you always raid. So a raid takes your viewers into the next person that you select. A raid train is a schedule. It's usually a topic, like, or a category, a theme. And so you can find tons of raid trains. Lake El Manor says, how do you get on a raid train? Look for raid trains by just going into your Whatnot. Go onto your Whatnot and type in raid train and see what pops up, or go into your, and then you can filter it by category. So select the categories that you sell in and then see what raid trains come up. Most people who run a raid train will be doing them on a regular basis. So if you see somebody who's in a raid train, or you end up in somebody's raid train show and you love the vibe, you can message that seller afterwards and say, how can I get on future raid trains? I'd love to do it. I loved your show. I love, can you send me more information about this raid train? Reach out. Most sellers are going to be like, yeah, absolutely, let's get involved. Whatnot is not a place for nasty people. You're not going to find you're going to find mostly great, wonderful people who are just like, yes, absolutely, let's build community. Here's the information. Here's the person to talk to. Here's the link for the next sign up. That's what we're all about. A lot of people who run community shows also do a lot of raid trains. So go into the community category. You can also say, I'm interested. You go into a community show, and when the time is right, say, I'm interested in getting on raid trains. Anyone have a raid train coming up that I can join? There's also websites you can find raid trains on. OMGYG used to have raid trains on hers. I don't know if she still does. CG Boomerang Echo lists raid trains. There's a few others. Visuals has raid trains listed on her website. So you can actually just type into Google Whatnot raid trains and it will pop up. Lord Google will give you a lot of listings of websites that actually have Whatnot raid trains listed. It's all dependent on category. So if you're in a category like TCG or Pokemon, then just search for raid train and then contact those folks. And if you're in a category and you don't see a raid train, like a raid train that you want to be part of, and you have this idea for a raid train and you'd like to do it, then could do a raid train. You can use Sign Up Genius or Calendly for free and set up a schedule and then invite people to your raid train and create your own raid train. That's what I did. I did that September of 2023. 2023. Yeah. September of 2023. I was like, well, in August, I said, I want to do this raid train. Thriftmas is what I called it at that time. I want to do this Thriftmas raid train. I'm just going to put it out there. And my first raid train was multiple categories, 9 different lines. It wasn't do not do what I did. I had 9 lines running simultaneously. It was insane. The second month we had 7. We went down to 4. I think by December we were at 3, and January was 2. And I said, I'm never doing multiple lines again, because it's a lot. Like literally I was listening to 9 shows all at once, which you can do on a laptop. Lines. So the raid train, like the schedule. So one person after another, that was like, think of it like a train track line. So only one train at a time. But I had like nine groups of people all running at once. It was insanity. I will never do that again. It was fun. It was crazy. I met a lot of people doing that. I met a reworker's passion because I did a handmade section. That's how Rags to Riches remembers Thriftmas. Yeah, like it was insane. No. 9. I had 9 lines running all day, so I had people going back to back on 9 trains all at once. So I had like Thriftmas, books, Thriftmas, handmade, 2 estate sale lines because so many people had wanted to sign up. This was back in the day, in my day. In Santa Pickers, hello. In my day, there weren't a lot of raid trains. When I first started on Wena, there actually weren't a lot of raid trains. Now there are raid trains all over the place because people have realized how awesome it was. Yeah, no, it's a lot. I did, yeah, never again. But I definitely met a lot of people that way. And I was a newer seller. I had not sold a lot, but I can organize things. So I was like, I want to do this. I didn't have the first few months, I actually didn't have any Canadians that signed up. I had a hard time convincing Canadians to join an international raid train. Yeah, it's okay, Corey. Love you. Hi, Angie. So, raid trains are a great way to collaborate and because people learn about you, whether you're running the raid train or you're on the raid train, new people are going to discover you and you're going to get new followers and new buyers. Just make sure that the raid train follows your vibe. If it's not you, if it's not your vibe, like I've been on raid trains that are super goofy. Like I dressed up as Mrs. Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was Mrs. Colonel Sanders wearing an inflatable chicken costume. That's not, if that's not your, I did. It's, you can look, there's a clip in I pretended to be her. I had the worst Southern accent I was trying to do. It's really bad. So yeah, the red flags to look out for is if it's not your vibe. If it's not your vibe, read the rules. Read the rules. Some raid train conductors are super chill. Hi, my name is Kim. My rule is have fun, start on time, raid on time, be a nice human. Giveaways are optional. Coupons are a good idea. I suggest them. Like, yeah. Good morning, Dave Nye, the silver guy. Dave Nye, the silver guy. So if you find that there's a lot of rules and you don't like the rules, don't sign up for the raid train. Just that, because that gives you the guidelines, as I call them guidelines, but the rules that you have to follow on some raid trains. I'm just like, yep, that's not me. That's not me. Sometimes I'll sign up because I like other people that are in the raid train, and so I will do it for that. But sometimes, and also watching raid train shows and seeing how that person is, you want to connect with people that are your vibe. So look for trains that are your vibe. Red flags are if you have to do a lot of, like, if you can't afford to do giveaways, and the raid train says you have to do like a giveaway every 5 minutes in your show, and you can't afford to do that, then that's a red flag for you. That doesn't mean that it's a bad raid train. It just means that you shouldn't put yourself in debt to do that raid train, because you may sell a ton, but if you can't take that risk, if you can't afford to take that risk, especially if you're a Canadian seller, because shipping is way more expensive, it's easy to be a US seller and do a ton of giveaways, because you can do plain white envelope letter mail giveaways for like $1. Dave Nye says, in most of these raid trains, you only get about 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. So raid trains that are like quickie, do a couple of giveaways, introduce yourself, and run some stuff really fast. If you're a new seller, I would not suggest that, because it's a lot of pressure. And sometimes I will get on one of those raid trains and I will watch the other shows and feel the vibe and be like, I'm going to change what I'm going to do. And just have some fun instead of trying to focus on selling, especially if you're a Canadian seller in an international raid train. Indigo Health says, have you seen any multi-day raid trains? You totally have me excited about Christmas now. So I'm not doing it this year, Indigo Health, but if anybody would like to, last year I did the 12 days of Thriftmas, where for the 12 days ahead of Black Friday, there was a train every single day that was all about Thriftmas. And then on Black Friday, which usually Whatnot lowers the commission for sellers on Black Friday. So on Black Friday, I did a 24-hour rate train, which was also insanity. And I'd also miscounted the days, and so it was actually 13 days of Thriftmas followed by a 24-hour rate train. I don't suggest that. But if you want to come in with me and if anybody wants to do the 12 days of Thriftmas with me, I will need 14, 15, 16 conductors that each person is going to no, I need 2 people per day who are willing to run that day, because you really need to break it up. Someone does the first half and someone does the second half. Sorry, Junk Rescue Hut asks, oh, Funky Junk Shop. I think she's still in the room. Mamarazzi Finds, if you're in the room, can you wave? Because Funky Junk Shop is also in the Niagara Falls area. Junk Rescue Hut asks, do you have to use a cell phone to run my show, or can I use a tablet instead with my laptop? You can use a tablet depending on the quality of your camera. So check out the quality of your camera. There are some people who use their tablet to run their show instead of a laptop or a cell phone. So yeah, and you can also have a tablet. A lot of people run their show off their phone and then use a tablet for like doing all the thising, actually running it. They use their tablet. It's bigger. You can see it. It's a lot easier. Dave Nye says you can use a tablet, but if you're going to run a brake system, you're going to want laptop or PC handy. Yeah, I don't think Junk Rescue Hut is going to be doing breaks. I don't think so. Amy Trammell says, glad to know that about Black Friday. I've only been here a short time. Yeah, so there's certain times of the year when Whatnot runs like special lower commissions. At one point it was 0 commission, but I think they're now down to like 50% commission, so like 4% for Americans. Sandpicker says, love the advice and stories. Going to the side of a mountain without service. Love you, Corey. Indigo House says, I'll give myself time ahead of signing up for my first raid train, but this is so helpful. I've had people on my raid trains who it's like their first show. Yeah, could someone do me a favor and tag Mamarazzi Finds for Funky Junk so that that he can find her. Stamp Pickers Corey, one of the few premier shops in Canada, is having a cool show tomorrow morning for everyone who wants to be a reseller or wants box lots or cool giveaways. Thank you, Dave Nye, for tagging. Let me allowed to moderate. Yes, Dave Nye, the silver guy, giving you the power. Okay, so we got to list your items ahead of time. So if you can afford to, setting up a giveaway and promoting it ahead of time, or do a coupon. You can do a coupon code, which is a lot less expensive because you're guaranteeing a sale at the same time. Love you, Corey. Have a great day. Thank you for being awesome. So what you want to do is you can share on your social media. Hey, everybody. I'm going to be having a special show. I'm going to be doing Disney pins, and I have a coupon code that only you, my Instagram followers, can use, which isn't true, but here's the coupon code for my Instagram followers. Or you can say, hey, I'm having a Disney show. Um, type coupon in the comments section, and I will send you a special coupon code. And then you can get that way. You're boosting your algorithm on IG or Facebook or whatever, because the comments boost it and make it more visible to other people, increase the discoverability. Algorithm really likes people who comment and like. So say like and comment coupon, and I'll send you a coupon code. Or follow, like, and comment, and I'll send you a coupon code. That kind of stuff. Coupons are easy to create. You go to seller.whatnot.com, seller.whatnot.com, and then you go to the marketing section, which there's like on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see all the little menu items. One of them is marketing. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to go down to coupons. I know the insects are back at it. I'm going to be going inside in a second because it's getting hot out here. So your girl needs to go sit we're going to go into the bedroom. We're going to have bedroom chat. Maybe I should start doing that. Bedroom chat with Kim. Good morning, Retro City. How are you? Okay. So, and you can also use it to like share your show, but I think also no feed pics, I promise. So share your show to your social media ahead of time. Keep teasing cool things that you're going to have in your show. And even I've seen a lot of sellers doing this lately. They'll do FOMOs afterwards. So after you sell, do a little scan of like the best items that sold, and do like a little Instagram reel with a video of like, here's the things that sold and here's what they sold for on Whatnot. This is what you missed out on. And then say, bookmark my next show. My next show is tomorrow morning at 8. Come check it out so you don't miss out on these amazing deals. That sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with saying how much someone paid for it, right? Like, here's what it went for. Most of the time on Whatnot, it's going to be a deal. Okay, and we talked about raid trains. They're a great way. So now we're going into my next topic, which is off Whatnot. So you want to create Instagram reels and stories. Go live on Instagram or TikTok before your show to show teasers and behind the scenes and show people what's going to be in your show. Instagram Live is really popular with a lot of people now, as well as TikTok is still popular. Post countdowns like 24 hours before my show, going live now, 1 hour to go, that sort of thing. Make sure that in your Facebook groups, on Discord, and on some Reddit channels, you can share your shows with the link. So when you go to your show, you can hit share and share copy that link and share it everywhere you can. If you already have an email list for buyers from your other platforms, why not create a little newsletter and send out the links to your upcoming shows so that they can come into your shows? If they bought from you somewhere else, they're going to buy from you on Whatnot. And why not bring them over to Whatnot? Especially since Whatnot, I saw a lot of complaints in the Whatnot seller chat saying, lower the fees, lower the fees. And I didn't speak up because I was just too tired to say it nicely. But it's like, dudes and dudettes, and everybody in between. What the fork? This is cheap. Whatnot is actually cheap. So it's huge. You get a huge platform to use with all kinds of potential viewers. The fees are pretty good compared to the other platforms out there. The fees are good. I'm not going to complain about the fees, especially if you're Canadian right now. We're at 4% until September 7th, I believe. Okay, so you can use the share button to share out as much as possible. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything but your time to share your show, share your items, put them out on your social media. And even if your social media is 3 people, if you start using tags, learn how to use tags. And if you, in my free resources, which is, I'm not going to pin it again because that'll be the 4th time that some people are going to get notifications. But if you go into my auction tab, you're going to see a little section with the free resources. I want you to go into there because I do have in that goal planner guide is a listing where you can physically write down tags that you want to remember. You can also just use like Keep or Notes, a notepad app, or Keep, Google Keep, to keep track of the ones you want to use. Okay. So now during your show is as important, but not as, I believe that you need to do the work ahead of time. The work ahead of time to get folks into your show is extremely important. But during your show, you want to engage with new viewers right away. Say hello, Skaboom, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining. I love that name. Easy peasy, cheesy wheezy. Say hi. If you're someone like me that squirrels and is going to get distracted, maybe you don't want to do that. Again, it's up to you. Sorry, cicadas are going nuts. We're going to go in a second. Make sure, remember, and Tom talked about this in the Whatnot Sellers show earlier this week. Hey, Gen X Closet, Tom talked about this. You want to repeat yourself frequently to explain how your show works, what's going on, because new people come into your show all the time. So say, thanks again for everyone who's coming in. Welcome in. I'm Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. We're talking right now about attracting new buyers. I've got awesome stuff in my Buy It Now if you're interested. But share your shows and ask your questions, and we're just going to go through the whole list. And afterwards, this is available on my YouTube channel. You can get more information up in my profile to get to my YouTube channel. As much as possible, if you're going to do a giveaway, make sure that you explain how giveaways work. Not everybody in the room knows how giveaways work. A lot of people don't want to enter a giveaway because they think they're going to have to pay shipping. So tell them, if you see that, like, there's like, if I ran a giveaway now and 5 people were entering the giveaway and I was missing another 20, I would say, hey folks, yay, you unlocked Egg Dave, woohoo. If I saw, unless, sorry, allowed to moderate. If I saw that there weren't a lot of people entering the giveaway, I will say, hey, everyone, like, enter that giveaway, get a chance. It's free. You're not going to pay the shipping. I pay the shipping. It's totally free to you. And if you win, then you break your shipping and your shipping will be discounted. That kind of stuff. Remind people. Don't assume that everybody in your room knows how to Whatnot. There's a lot of new people coming onto Whatnot, and they're new to your show too. So explain who you are and what you're selling as often as you can. Remind people of things like if you have coupons, say it often. Put it in your show notes. In your show notes, you can use the code /coupon and then the coupon, whatever the coupon is. So like new buyers, put that coupon code in. It will actually become a clickable link. But you can also say, Angie says, should you also state it's not an international giveaway? I wouldn't unless somebody mentions it. If you don't do an international giveaway, you can always say it's for Canadians only or it's US only. If you're a US seller, I wouldn't worry about, I would actually, if you're a US seller, I would say don't do international giveaways. It's too expensive. That's just my opinion. It's up to you. It's your business, not mine. Okay. Use a phone stand in good lighting, clear visuals so that it's attractive so that people want to come in and check out what you have to sell. It is cheaper for us to ship to the US. I know it's weird. I can ship to California cheaper than I can ship to British Columbia. You can also have friends help you out by helping you with your, if you have a family member who can help you by, or you can pre-schedule during your show on Whatnot, while you're live on Whatnot, you can do a like Instagram post that you schedule. It says, here's the link, come in, I'm live on Whatnot now, don't miss out on these awesome deals, or post a tweet or a story mid-show on your Facebook. Again, you can, on most social media apps, there is a scheduling option. You just have to look it up. Dave says another option I've seen is sponsored giveaways. Yeah, that, I mean, I think I have one in mind. Buy a black light, give a black light, that kind of thing. It's just very expensive in Canada to do giveaways. So I do have sponsored giveaways. That is totally up to you. Just make sure that the person who bought the giveaway is being sent something, and make sure you say exactly what that is. So if the giveaway is a gift card for Amazon, then make sure you're saying that the that you will give away an Amazon gift card on their behalf, and they will receive a thank you card so that they don't think that they're also getting a thank you, that they're getting a Amazon card. Make it clear in your description of the item to cover your behind with two hands and a picnic basket, as my friend Tammy used to say. Okay. So let me just make sure I've got all the things. So Whatnot has all kinds of features that you can use to boost your sales, boost the number of new buyers that you have in your shows, and you really, when you want to ramp up your success, ramp up your business on Whatnot, one of the metrics you want to look at is how many new buyers did I have in each show, and you want to hopefully see your new buyer count continue to go up after every show when you're doing consistent shows. So coupons are, if you're a new seller and you don't have that crown yet, if you don't have the ability to do rewards club yet, use coupons, set up coupons. Again, seller.whatnot.com, go to the marketing section, go to coupons and create a coupon. You can do fixed dollar or percentage based coupons. So you can say it's 50% off or 25% off or 10% off, or it's $2 off, or it's $5 off, or it's $10 off, that they can use in your live auction or your buy it now. You cover the cost of the discount. You the seller, pay for it. It is a great way to incentivize new people, especially new buyers. Even if you have Rewards Club, and I want to make this clear, yeah, you can choose new buyers only or repeat buyers. So like I have one that's new buyer and new buyers. I think I have two of them. I have a lot of coupons. So Big Daddy's Bargain Bin. I love that name. Good morning. So in your show notes, you can put in those coupons. So a new buyer coupon, another coupon that's for everybody. It doesn't have to be for a lot. It can be for a little, but that most people don't just buy one thing in a show. They will buy multiple things in a show. So that coupon, there's a reason why Fortune 500 companies still give out coupons. It's because they work. It's been working forever. It feels like forever. It's probably like an antique idea. I don't know how long coupons have been around, but coupons work. So use coupons to advertise out on your social media. Here's a coupon that you can use in my next show and in your show. And keep reminding people, hey, folks, don't forget there's a coupon code available so that you can get a discount. If you're not sure, that coupon will help you. What I often did, because shipping used to be way higher in Canada, is I had a $5 off coupon that you could use to in the show, and it was like a discount on shipping. It wasn't a discount on shipping, it was a discount on the starting bid or the price they paid for the item, but it helped with shipping. It helped with the total cost. So I said, to help with the cost of shipping, I have a $5 off coupon that will give you $5 off your item purchase. And that often helped people say, okay, well, I know it says $12. I'm shipping from Hastings, Ontario. So if the shipping was $12 and they saw I can get $5 off, then it's only $7. Okay, that seems better. And then they would bid. So you're in Kingston. Awesome. Hello. Waving in your general direction. Acella's Closet. Hello, good morning. Okay. So coupons work them, even if you do have, now remember, Rewards Club, even if you have Rewards Club, depending on how you've set up Rewards Club, it could be that it takes a while before, like it takes a number of purchases before someone is going to be able to even get the bronze level coupons. So you may think, I've got really generous coupons in my Rewards Club, but if they're a new buyer, they probably don't have, like a lot of people who come in don't have egg, right? Indigo Health says, I've seen some show notes with the invite link discount for new buyers. Do you know how that works if they've already downloaded the app? If they've already downloaded the app and signed up, it won't work for them because it's basically for, like, you have to be new to the app as far as I know. You have to be new to the app versus if you give a coupon code, then it's for the very first purchase that person makes with you, not with Whatnot, with you. Yeah. And the Whatnot has that referral code, which you guys should use. Use that referral code because it gives $15 off for new buyers who come in with your referral code, and you get $5 credit. I have a credit right now that keeps like waving in front of my face in every show I go into saying, you got $5 credit. You should use it. You should buy something. Buy something. So that for new buyers who use your referral code, it's good for you. You get paid basically to refer people to Whatnot. So why not use it? Why not get as many people as you can to sign up for Whatnot and get addicted to Whatnot like we are? Like, we might as well spread this addiction. There isn't a support group yet, so let's do it before they get a support group. The Whatnotaholics support group. Hi, my name is Kim. It's been 3 days since I made a purchase on Whatnot, but I'm gonna make one today. And everyone claps because you're gonna make a purchase. Yay! You get the little chips the longer that you keep a buying streak going. And you have to go up and introduce yourself if you lose your buying streak. Dave Nye says, my name's Dave. I want to buy, but my bank account won't let me. Sherrod says guilty. Yeah. Could you imagine? That would be pretty awesome. But Rewards Club is basically that. Rewards Club is rewarding your customers for buying from you. Isn't that awesome? And it's like, it keeps them coming back. It's repeat business. The more repeat business you can get, better. But if you don't have Rewards Club yet, or you're trying to attract new buyers, which you should be, then offer a new buyer coupon, which this is a do as I say, not as I do, because I often forget to put my new buyer coupon into my show notes and talk about I forget to talk about these things when I'm doing my lives. So it's do as I say, not as I do. Things that work that I don't necessarily do. I don't say that I'm perfect in my own shows. All right, using flash sales. Flash sales is underutilized in my opinion. Dave says, just make sure you don't burn yourself on the coupons. A limit of how much or a minimum purchase is required. Yeah, absolutely. So like a percentage, you can say it's 25% off up to X number of dollars, so that you know that someone can't go in and buy a $750 item and get 25% off the entire $750, right? That's like my coupons here. I kept that in mind because I do have like high-end items that are like super collector Canadian pottery that I don't want to lose money on. Sorry, but I don't want to lose money on. So you have to think about that. Absolutely. Angie says, my son likes to buy off Whatnot on my account. Looks like I have a major issue. So you get to see what your son's buying. I love that. I can be all mom on him. Okay, so flash sales. Flash sales are fun. They're another one of those ways of creating fear of missing out, FOMO, by saying, I've got a flash sale that I'm going to run right now. Hang on. Boopity boop. Please hold. Flash sale. Let's do a flash sale. We're going to do a flash sale. What are we going to do a flash sale on? Oh, that noise is forking annoying. All right, I got to find something small. All right, we're going to do the Turtley Awesome. Run as a flash sale for 1 minute and 30 seconds. There we go. Flash sales are a great way to... What am I holding when I can't let go? Angie Sissinat says, is a flash sale only sale a good idea? Was thinking of it is yes. Flash sale, doing a show that is all flash sales has become a thing on Whatnot. And so you can basically, when you're scheduling your show, click buy it now. When it says what type are you doing, do a buy it now show. And then you can just go in and set up all your flash sales ahead of time. And then you can run like a few at a time. So pin it, talk about it, run the flash sale. Pin it, talk about it, run a flash sale, and keep going all the way down the line. You could do every little bit of your inventory with flash sales. If people make sure, though, that if I go into make sure that if you set up a flash sale for an item, hang on, it's thinking. Come on, you can do it. So I can't, let me see. Edit. There we go. Okay. So when you turn on flash sales, you're going to see this. That's turned on, right? So if you turn it on, make sure that down below you have it turned on here at available at regular price. Yeah. If you don't have this turned, if you have this turned off, if you see that this is turned off, then that means that once the flash sale is over, nobody can buy it at that regular price. So for example, for this one, what I did was I have it set up that it's a maximum of 4 can be purchased at this flash sale price. So anybody who buys more than that, like if 4 people buy, then the 5th person is not going to be able to get, the flash sale ends because there's no more inventory available. So you could have 20 of, like I could have 20 of these, but only 4 of them are going to be at the discounted price, if that makes sense. Same with, like, let's see, pin. This one, I think if I look at it, if I edit it, it is, as you can see, it's only available as a flash sale. So I need to fix that. So I fixed that, and I'm going to set a maximum purchase limit of 5. Save changes. So now I've made it so that this, I'm going to start the flash sale over here. There's only 5 of these available at that price, right? So if you do have a large inventory of something, but you want to sell some of them, but you don't want to sell all of them, then make sure that you put that limit on. Boogie Jen, hi Boogie Jen. It's also great for items you have a lot of and you're trying to get to 1K sales. Yeah, stickers, prints, and t-shirts. Boogie Jen is absolutely right. So flash sales are amazing. You can sell a large quantity or just one. When they first set up flash sales, they advertised it as like, if you have a large quantity of X item, then you should do flash sales. If you have one of something, the Gumby Man did a Funko Pop show. He did flash sales on all his Funko Pops and sold out all the Funko Pops that he had been just sitting. Yeah, if you have way too much inventory, it is time to let go of stuff. Green 13, Jeremy from Green 13 talks about the what's it called? Lost something. Anyways, it's like a paralysis that you get. You think, I've got this inventory and I paid X dollars for it, so I need to get X amount of money for it. But it's been sitting in your inventory for like a year, or hello, my name is Kim, nearly 3 years. Okay? Cuckoo, no. Time to let go. Time to say bye-bye. It is time to totally let go of that and say, you know what? Not doing this anymore. This is it. I'm going to let go of this stuff. Make room in your inventory for other things. If you've got stale inventory, run it as flash sale on Whatnot. So you can actually, if you're in the middle of a show and you all of a sudden decide, you know what, I'm going to do a flash sale on this, you can do it right away on screen. You do not have to set it ahead of time. You can just go in and say, all right, I'm going to run a flash sale on my middle finger candle. So I just hit, oh, that one was already set up. Let me see. Is this one set up? Run as flash sale. Okay, this one wasn't set up as a flash sale, so I will do this. So we're going to do 25% off flash sale for 1 minute, and then I can set maximum purchase limit and all that kind of stuff if I want to, but we're just going to run it as a flash sale. And there you go. All of a sudden you've got a flash sale that you hadn't set up in advance, but you can just do it really quickly. So let's try with this one. Dinosaur pin. I'm going to hit run as flash sale. Let's see if I've done this one. Yep, there we go. Set up the flash sale, run as a flash sale. And good morning, Melody. I have some for years. It's also time to get rid of 2 storage units. Yeah. Oh gosh, the cost of paying for storage units. Eek. Okay. Now, the next part that I'm going to talk about is for American sellers. It is not currently available for Canadian sellers. Dear Whatnot, I would like to see this feature as an option for Canadians. Thank you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All in uppercase. All caps. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I would like to see this for us. What do I want to see? If you're an American seller, you can use awesome feature called free or reduced shipping to attract buyers with shipping deals. US shipping is less expensive than Canadian shipping. And so, and especially if you're able to sell items that can fit into the flat rate boxes, you can use select flat rate and then do free or reduced shipping or max shipping. You can set a maximum amount that your buyers are going to pay for shipping, and you pay everything after that. It's kind of like you share the cost of shipping. People are getting used to going into websites and having free shipping. So when they see shipping on Whatnot, some people don't like it. So free and reduced shipping helps to break that barrier. Again, dear Whatnot, we would love this in Canada, but my US friends, you have this feature. You can cover all or some of the shipping costs. You can do it fully or partially. You can set the preferences in your seller hub or adjust it per show. So you can decide, just this show is a flat rate box show, so I'm going to offer max shipping, or I'm going to offer free shipping because I know I can afford that, because if it ships, it fits, right? So if it can fit into one of those boxes, it ships. So it allows you, when you offer free shipping or reduced shipping, you get a label on your show that people can see when they're scrolling to pick which show to go into. And trust me, they'll hit on the one that says free or reduced shipping or max shipping. So Crazy Bee Lady says, could I add extra items to help offset shipping? I would just give them a coupon, Crazy Bee Lady. I wouldn't add extra items. To be honest, when it's very nice and sweet when people put little gifts in with my purchase, but if you're losing out on that value, and they may not want that thing, so they're getting extra stuff they didn't want. So I would say offer a coupon to help a little bit with offsetting shipping right now, while because we don't have free or reduced shipping in Canada. Offer a coupon. Crazy Bee Lady, yes, this I checked, and it actually is streaming on YouTube right now. So all of my insane comments and squirreliness is on YouTube for you to watch anytime you want. It'll be under my lives. And just look for this outfit. At least I'm wearing. It's very hot right now. We're about to go in because it's getting hotter. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely going in because I think there's construction going on my street. So hang on. Everybody hold on. Are you ready? Focus on my nose because we're going to go for a little. Thank you, Angie. Focus on my nose. We're going for a little trip inside. Woo! Past my messy kitchen. Past my messy everything else. Into, awkwardly enough, yes, we are going into the bedroom. But this has air conditioning, which your girl needs right now. Doesn't breathe, but all perimenopause. If you know, you know. Okay, and see, yes, I have pink flamingos on my pillow. All right, welcome to the bedroom edition. Welcome to the edition. All right. Welcome in this episode. Okay, where were we? Right, pillow talk. Yes. Is it laggy? Son of a nutcracker. All right, we're walking. Come on, everyone. Reception is bad. Ugh. Sorry, Romeo. I accidentally stepped on Romeo. Have you seen Menopause? We don't. Yes, I love her. Welcome to this session, this meeting of the We Don't Care Club. We don't care anymore about anything. We don't care if we've got boob sweat and you can see it. It's reality and you can just suck it up. We don't care if we start stripping off half of our clothes because it's too hot. Because it's too damn hot because we're having a hot flash. We don't care if our makeup isn't perfect. We don't care about it. Okay, welcome to the living room. That's also a mess. Okay, and Romeo's. Oh, Romeo, are you sad? Do you want to come say hi? Romeo, do you want to come say hi? Yeah? Up? Yeah, turn around. That's it. Oh, okay. All right. Want to say hi to the people? Say hi, people. Over here. Look. What's this? No, up here. Oh, okay. All right. You just need a hug. I know. There's noises outside. They're loud, aren't they? I don't know what they're... I think they're filling up a bin. Yeah, I think they're throwing out garbage. Okay. All right. Kiss? No? Hug? Hug? Yes. Okay, thank you. You can get down. Yeah. Yes, Romeo is a handsome guy, but he's daddy's boy. As soon as daddy comes home, I don't get any attention. Okay. All right. So that's Romeo. And this is my living room that I need to clean up because it's full of whatnotting. It's full of whatnot stuff. Every time I think I'll get to it, I start to feel not well. Okay. Just a reminder to follow Whatnot Sellers. Aw. Amy says, glad my fluffy butt girl is not the only pup that needs hugs when it's loud. Yeah, like he just kind of, he'll come and be like, Mom, there's a scary sound and I want to bark, but I know I'm not allowed to. He's become a very good boy. Him being away with another family really helped him to deal with his interactions with humans. I was very impressed by the changes in him. So we're gonna have to get him to go again. Okay, so promote tools. Anyone else have to love on their dog when you see? Oh yes, 5 Acre Primitives. Whenever I see another puppy, I'm like, where's mine so I can pet mine? I love watching pet. I'm trying to encourage my daughter to buy, I don't know if that's enabling, but I am trying to get my daughter to buy a dog because I think it would be really good for her. So I send her dog stuff all the time. And hopefully she applied for a dog she saw at the shelter that she sent me. But maybe I'm just going to have to, hey Maddie, maybe I'm just going to fill in the form for you. One day you're going to get a phone call. Oh, low power mode. That's why I wanted to go in the bedroom. Hang on. That's the other reason I wanted to go in the bedroom is my lack of power. So please hold while we go get the extension cord and stuff. And then we're going to continue talking about attracting buyers because we've talked about free and reduced shipping, which we want in Canada, and we've talked about flash sales and coupons and sharing your shows and all those other things. But we're going to talk about promote tools, and I'm going to tell you why I think you might want to use promote tools. I'm not one that says you have to use promote tools, but I think sometimes you should. It's an absolute disaster. No, I can't. Why can't I pull this out? Oh my God. Okay. All right. We got this, which is the power cord we want. Nope, the long one. Okay, we got that. All right, hang on. It's very important to do this before you do a show. You should always, before your show, you should make sure that you're plugged in so that you don't have this happen halfway through your show. Or not halfway, nearly at the end of my show. Don't do this. Plug in beforehand. Follow me for other tips of things you shouldn't do. Just watch one of my shows and you'll see all the things you shouldn't do and why you shouldn't do them. My God, it's hot. All right. Please, God, have an end of a thingy here so I can plug in. I think there is one. And a thingy being an extension cord. For those of you who don't speak Kim. Oh, son of a nutcracker. Hang on. We actually have to go and plug into a wall like a weirdo. We're going to plug into a wall now. Again, feel free to share your shows and ask your questions while I'm going through this hell. I mean, wonderful situation. Hi. How you doing? All right. All right. I'm going to unplug everything. I'm just going to unplug everything so I can plug this in. Okay. All right. Whew, we did it. Almost. We're nearly there. Nearly headless, as my daughter would say. Okay. Hang on. Nearly there. Nearly there. Okay. And just like that, we have power. All right, let me read all the stuff that's been going on while I've been wandering around like an idiot. Okay. Cat is all me. Yay, I love cats. Cats are cute. Hi, Terry and Biz Gammy, and thank you, Angie's This and That. Yes, Angie's and This and That is having an August family fashion and accessories raid train. If you sell family fashion or accessories, you need to go check out her. Just DM her and she'll send you the link and you can learn more about how to join her raid train. I did it and I sold a whole bunch of kids' clothes. I still have more. I could have probably gone on for like 2 hours and sold clothes, but you know, that's me. It's on the 20th, August 20th, which is a Sunday. So it's always the 3rd August, 3rd August, 3rd, oh, 17th. Thank you. 20th was last month. 17th, it's the 3rd Sunday in every month, which I should know because if anyone's in, oh, by the way, person who was in Kingston, Big Daddies, come up to Hastings on the 16th for our waterfront festival. It's going to be awesome. And then you can come to my auction, live auction, on the 30th in Hastings too. Just because I'm in Hastings. Hey, Reptile Guy, what's up? Yeah, so it's a pretty relaxed raid train. You're going to love it. Check out Angie's This and That. Just send her a direct message and say you're interested and would like the information. Okay, so, hey, Reptile Guy, what's up? Okay, so here we go. Oh, shoot. Guess what your girl did? She put down the piece of paper of all the things she was going to talk about. Again, don't be me. I put down the piece of paper with the things I was going to talk about. This is my life. This is my life. This is how squirrely my brain is. Okay, I got it. I got the piece of paper. We're on page 2. I still have more, so I'm glad I'm plugged in. It's a little bit cooler in here. It's not as cool as it would be in the bedroom, but since there's not very good reception in the bedroom, dear Eastlink, I told you I needed another arrow. You told me to update my thingy instead. Okay, here we go. All right. So we've talked about all the other things. Next thing that is available on the Whatnot app that you can use to attract new buyers and sales, is to use promote tools. Now, some people hate promote tools. They don't want to use it. They don't like it. They don't think it works for them. Yes, that totally, Gerard, that totally counts. Anything that you can wear for any human of any age or pets and accessories. So like jewelry and bags and sunglasses, all that kind of stuff. All counts. If you wear it on your body or your pet's body, then it counts as the family fashion raid train. Okay, Pay Trivia, what's up? So promote tools. Again, some people hate it. Some people love it. I'm in the middle. And here's why. It can work. And I've seen it work. I have used it in my community shows to show that it works. And it does bring in folks, and you can actually look at the statistics. You can go in and you can look at the stats to learn about it more and see it breaks down how many people saw your thumbnail, how many people clicked in. Now, your click-through rate is really important. They want it to be about 10%. So that's why what I talked about at the very beginning, having an attractive thumbnail, having like a little preview video. And they're going to see you. It's only going to be promoted when you're live. So when you go when someone is in their For You page, right? Let's go to the For You page. When someone is in their For You page, one half of the screen will show the person live. Come on, prove me right. One half of the screen will show the live show, and the other half of the screen will be the thumbnail, which it's not doing right now. Did they update that and change it? Don't change things on me. Okay, it's not showing it right now. The Hodgepodge Place, I think that is live right now. So the Hodgepodge Place is live. She's selling jewelry. If we go in, does it look like that? No, it doesn't. It looks like her. So your thumbnail is really important because that's what's going to attract people to come into your show. And the live tiles, when live tiles are on, which currently they seem to not be working, but when live tiles are on, people are going to be attracted to what they see in front of the screen. So if your click-through rate is low, that's on you. That's not on Whatnot. You need to think, okay, so I only had a 6% click-through rate. What can I do to make things more exciting or interesting in the background? And that's watch your show back again to see, is it just like this? If it was just like this, I wouldn't go into Haji's show because this doesn't look very interesting. It looks like nothing's happening, right? Like Vintiquity's it's stuck on this right now. So I have a feeling that it is live. It's trying to live tile, but it's not working right now. So you need to think about, is my thumbnail attractive? Dave from Alberta says sometimes the live preview is buggy and delayed. Yeah, today it's not working well for me, but I have a feeling with my luck, they're digging out there. They could have dug the wrong thing up with my luck. So we could lose internet all of a sudden. This is what I always worry about. They did locates, but I didn't see any locates for anything but gas and water. So I'm worried. Okay, anyways. So you want to look back at your show and figure out why your click-through rate was low, because Promote Tools works well when people click in, but Whatnot can't make them click into your show. So your thumbnail needs to be attractive, and what they're doing when they're seeing you live, when you're a live tile on the For You page, you want it to be something that people want to click into. And again, it's about do your vibe. Don't try to be anything that you're not, right? So you can use it. What it does is you can use Promote or you can use Boost. And there are two different options. Promote Tools, the regular promotion, will promote your show for, let me just show you. So you can decide to do a 15-minute boost, or you can use the Promote. The Boost sends way more people, like shows you for 15 minutes to way more people. You get way more views in those 15 minutes, but it's only for 15 minutes. So unless you have something really exciting planned in 15 minutes, like some of your banger items, I wouldn't use the 15 minutes. I'd use the promote the full show. You can actually choose to not promote the entire time. You can decide that you just want it for the first hour. You want to boost during the first hour, and then after that, you'll rely on the algorithm for the rest. So if you hit Promote Show, it's going to tell you what the current average rate is to pay. So it's anywhere between $25 will get me an estimated impressions of 375 to 625 people per hour. Now, if my click-through rate is at 10%, which is the ideal, that would be like 37 to 62 people coming into my show. And of that, then it's whether or not they buy, right? So they say, based on current demand, we suggest you budget for $20 to $30 per hour. That's the range. Now, this is in Canadian dollars, so Americans will see something different. So say I'm going to put my budget down to $20 per hour. That's going to give me the click-through rate, Libby's. You'll see that after you've done Promote Tools, you will see that in a day later, you'll be able to see all of those details at seller.whatnot.com. You can go down to your promotions and look at your actual statistics for your promotions. So then once you've decided, okay, I want to do it for $20 per hour, you can also see up here, it's hidden up here now, but this duration button, you want to press on that. I don't want to do it for the entire show. I want to do it for 30 minutes. So I select 30 minutes. So $20 an hour, that's $10 that I'm going to spend. And now I'm going to hit apply. Okay. And now I'm going to review the promotion. I'm going to get between 150 and 250 people seeing my show. And it's going to cost me $10 Canadian. And I'm going to hit start promotion. Okay. So in a minute, up there at the top, it's going to turn yellow and I will be promoted. So, yep, there we go. It is now promoted. So I have now paid, my $10 is now active. And for the next half hour, if I last for half an hour, for the next half hour, I will be seen by more people on Whatnot's For You page. So I'm going to be boosted. Now, we'll see if anybody comes in, if my click-through rate is going to go up. Now, I'm doing a community show. Community shows are not the most popular shows on the planet. So my click-through rate is going to be more like 4 to 6% is the average when I do it, because I'm a community show. But maybe my thumbnail is going to be attractive and people are going to come in for that. Or maybe they're just going to see me, this crazy me, and they're going to want to see what's going on and they'll come in to chat. We'll see. If anybody does come in it's actually going to tell me that they're coming in through the Promote Tools, that they clicked on that link. They clicked on that thumbnail and came into my show. So we'll see. We'll see if it works. We're doing it for half an hour. So I think Promote Tools do work. And I have seen where Promote Tools have given me for like 10, like, because I usually do something like that. I'll only do it for half an hour or something just because I'm showing it as an example. But I've had people come in and actually buy from me when I use Promote Tools. And I know that they came in from Promote Tools because it shows me. And then Promote Tools in their statistics will say, you got X number of people coming in, and of those people, 2 of them are new buyers who bought something. And one of them was not a new buyer, but bought something, and they clicked in. So they can see how many viewers you get, how high your viewership goes. The other thing is too, is I had one time I did with Promote Tools, and it bumped me up to the top of the page, and somebody was looking for where to raid a huge group of people, and they raided into me because I was at the top of the page because I was promoted at that time. So I got like a ton, like I got over 150 people into my room all at once because of Promote Tools, even though they didn't click, they raided into me, but I know it was because I was being promoted at the time. So you got to think about that too. You're getting seen. So when you're like, you know what, I want to just make a few more sales, why not use the Promote Tools, but do it, put your budget down to where you can afford to. If you don't want to spend $20 because you don't think you're going to make that $20 and then some back in sales, then don't do it. Mrs. Reptile Guy, what's up? You're both in the house right now. What kind of, is that a cobra? Now I need to click. I need to view your profile. It's a tiger. That's not, Mrs. is a cat mama. I love it. Mrs. Reptile Guy is a cat mama. It's perfect. Did the cats chase the reptiles? Inquiring minds want to know. Sorry. Okay, I digress. So Promote Tools does work, but again, it's, can you afford it, and know that it's advertising, right? So you're going to learn every time you do it. You're going to learn more about how you can tweak it and figure it out. Okay, I'm glad the cats don't chase the reptiles. That's good. Donna Lee, hello. So you want to think about, if I'm using Promote Tools, can I afford to? Is it going to translate to sales? Now, you know that I'm doing a community show right now. So spending that $10 was just to show you how it works. Okay. It wasn't about, I'm not, maybe I'll get some new followers, and that's great. It also, the metrics also show you how many new followers you got out of it. But it will also, yes, everything is okay. I'm a little dizzy right now. So if I do all of a sudden plop over, everyone hit the emergency button. Hit the emergency button and report. It's okay. I'll be fine. I'm just kidding. I will not need emergency. Angie said, I've used Promote once. It brought some people in and gained some new people who did buy once. Yeah. So sometimes one of the things that actually does estimate is you got one new buyer, and that total was $18. But you also got 10 new followers, and then Whatnot estimates based on those buyers and your statistics too, and general statistics that it has. It will estimate what your future sales are from those new followers that you got. So it will actually give you an idea of how much you're going to make in the future, how much you made one day, but also you have to think about, I got new followers. Those people got to know me. Now I'm going to, now I'm probably going to make new sales. So there you go. So, sorry, I'm going to show this. I apologize. Hang on. I'm going to put my thumb over it. So this person just joined via Promote. I'm not going to show who it is because they've hidden themselves. So, but it shows me that they came in through Promote. So welcome in, person who has hidden their name. So I'm not going to say your name out. That was from clicking the link. So welcome in. You're proving that the Promote Tools does work. Now, if you just stare at this number up here, if you just stare at that number up here and you say, Kim, when you started it, you had 27 people, you went up to 30, now you're back to 29. It's going to go up and down. That has nothing to do with Promote Tools as far as I'm concerned, because I know that my viewership fluctuates. Woven Academy Emporium, yeah, it tells me, it shows me, it doesn't show you, but it shows me when someone joins through clicking the link so that I can see it's actually working, right? It's sort of like a reassurance thing. I can see that. But because that person, I noticed that that person didn't come up on my screen as joined over here. It didn't show me. It didn't show me on Apple. It showed me on Android for some reason, which is weird. I'm not sure why it wasn't showing on both, but you can't see that. Only I can see that. But there you go. Here comes somebody else. Another person just came in. Welcome in. We're talking about promote tools, and you just clicked on the link. So welcome in, Shell. You just proved that promote tools works. So it just showed me this time on both devices that that person had joined. Yeah, and it will show you if someone shares your show and when people join your show. But with this promote tools, hey, Shemi, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. We're talking about promote tools right now and showing that it works. You're the third person to click on the link. So that's the fascinating thing, is that you will actually see people coming in, and it's not showing everybody on both devices, which is kind of weird. So like, there you go. It'll look like that. It'll say so-and-so joined through promote. So I'm seeing that on my screen as people come in, if they came in through hitting promote, which is very cool. Very reassuring to know you're not wasting your money. So if you just came in, welcome. My name is Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. We are talking about how to attract new buyers to your show. This show is available. We've been running for almost 2 hours now. This show will be available for you to watch anytime on my YouTube channel, which you can get the YouTube link up in my profile. So check out my profile and you'll be able to get to my YouTube and watch this again, because we've been talking for 2 hours and I have to get off soon. But we're almost done. We're almost done, I promise. Zoe's Treasures asked, does Whatnot provide reports or comparisons to non-promoted shows to analyze the effectiveness of promote tools? Ooh, no, I don't think so, but that's a great idea. You should send them a message and recommend that, because that is a really great idea to like be able to see all your shows and then see if, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Whatnot, Zoe Treasures has a really great idea. So definitely send that in. So promote tools, you can set it to be for the entire show. You spend X number of dollars per hour, or it can be just for, like I set it for just half an hour. So I knew I was only going to be spending $10. It's totally up to you. You can set it up prior to your show, or you can set it up during your show. If you set it up prior to your show, then as soon as you go live, you'll start to be promoted for the amount of time that you selected. Now, if you use Show Boost, you can't do Show Boost and Promote Tools at the same time. So one over the other. And someone else just came in through Promote Tools. Welcome. So if you use Promote Tools, you can't then also get a boost. You have to wait till one's over. So if you use Boost, that's for like a 15 minutes real blast. It's going to get blasted out to like 3 times approximately more people than you would with Promote Tools. So it costs you, I can't show you how much it costs because I'm currently promoting, so it won't let me boost at the same time, I think. Wait, hang on. Let's check. Promote. Oops, something went wrong. Try again. Oops, something went wrong. Let's see if it'll work on here. Boost show. Oh, no, I can. Okay, so if I want to boost to Surge, I'm going to spend $8 because I'm cheap. Estimated impressions, none. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Bid. Looks like we failed to calculate a price for your... Okay, it's not going to work. It's not going to let me surge at the same time. So, but Boost is only for 15 minutes, but it is a way higher... It's like, think of it as like 20 extra billboards on the highway instead of just 5 billboards on the highway. So it is way more advertising to way more people all at once. So if you want a good trickle, then I would go with the Promote, and I recommend a trickle. I think Promote is way better for most people, but if you're a big seller and you just you've got a banger that's coming up, you're going to do some amazing thing with hockey breaks, and you want to like get as many people as you can in at the beginning to really get the excitement going, then Boost is for you, because it's basically you're getting way more impressions for the same amount of money. So let me just look again. So we had the estimated was like what, 200 for the what we're doing right now, right? It was like 250 for $10. So if we went with Boost Show and we also did $10, it's basically saying that that's not enough. So we'd have to go up to 15, and that would be 225 to 375 impressions for 15 minutes versus that pretty much the same over half an hour. So it's double. Is it? No. It's the same. I'd rather do the $10 because I'm going to get the same amount of impressions for $10 instead of $15 over half an hour. So it's not showing me an estimate that I'm interested in. Because also I'm cheap. Hey, Audrey. I love that. Audrey Key Rose from Texas with love. That is so sweet. Ms. Chris, this and that. How are you? Okay, so promote tools. Great idea. Show Boost, also something you can use because that really surges your visibility for a short period of time. I prefer Promote. And I do think Promote works. But you have to think about promotion is not just about that number up there, but about how many new followers you get, how many new buyers you get, and the estimate that Whatnot gives you as to how many future sales you're going to get from it. So it's the same as, so when Walmart advertises that they have a rollback deal on Cottonelle tissue paper, okay? And they put that out on TV that there's a rollback on Cottonelle tissue paper and Tide Pods this week only at Walmart. Are they spending money and analyzing that based just on how many Cottonelle tissue papers they sell that week and how many Tide Pods they sell that week? No, because they know that marketing is about more than that. It's about expressing for the future. So maybe someone didn't come in that week. They saw the ad. They thought, "Ooh, Walmart has cheap prices on these things. Oh, but I can't make it this week. Well, next week I'll go in and check out what they have for sale," right? Advertising is about more than the moment. Advertising is about the long term. It's about the more often you're in front of people, the more often they get to know you, the more often they are going to become more likely to become your buyer. So it's a long-term investment. Don't think of it as just that show investment. And that's what I hear a lot of people say is it didn't work for me because I didn't get enough people in, or I didn't see the numbers boost, or etc. Did you get followers? Did look at your click-through rate? Analyze to yourself why your click-through rate is low, because that's not Whatnot's fault. Right? And yeah, as Angie says, building community one person at a time is the way to build your business on Whatnot. Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, so we talked about coupons before. Now, if you qualify for Rewards Club, I recommend you set up your Rewards Club. Not every seller who can use Rewards Club is using Rewards Club. And I get it. Some sellers are big and they don't need to. But if you're a smaller seller or a newer seller and you've gotten to that $1,000 of sales and you've qualified for everything else and you now have Rewards Club, use it. Be careful how you use it. And when we get September 1st or 2nd or something is the new season. So I will be doing a Rewards Club show before then to teach you how to set up your Rewards Club. We will walk through me setting up my Rewards Club, and I'll talk about things to do and things not to do. Again, Rewards Club is just like everything else and Whatnot. You decide how you want it to look and feel and how much of a discount you want to give. So Rewards Club is a tiered program, for those who don't know, where you reward your buyers with coupons and discounts that they can use on future purchases. So it's just like buy 10 coffees, get the 11th free cards. It's the same idea. And you can set it up the way that you want to. You do not need to do 50% off coupons. If you look at mine, you're going to think, holy poop, I do not want to do that many discounts. You do not have to. In fact, I'm probably going to, this season I didn't sell a lot. So my metrics are going to be horrible. So I'm going to probably stick with the same for next season as I have now, just because I didn't do as much sales as I want to. I just couldn't. But it's very flexible. Once you set up your coupons, you can't undo it. So you have to be really careful about how you do it. Unless you made a huge mistake, like you typed in $1,000 off instead of 100 or 10, then you can message Whatnot and say, like, I made a huge error. But they do ask you to review everything before you hit go. So it's extremely flexible. You set up your own custom coupons and discounts, and you can even set up, as you can see, if you look up in my crown, I have levels based on chickens. So I have like clucker and ultimate clucker and egg and everything in between. I can't even remember what they all are now, but I set that up, and I actually set it up with my community. I had a show, we talked about it, I asked their opinion, and then I made my changes that way. Angie's This and That says mine are all animals. I love that. It's fun. It's really fun. There's a lot of, the only thing is that your little image cannot be copyrighted. So if you sell Pokemon cards, do not put a Charizard and a Squirtle thing. And you, I highly recommend the chicken one though, but don't use Pokemon pictures. Don't use, like, if you do Disney, don't use Disney pictures. You cannot use copyrighted images as your image. They have to be royalty-free images. You can find a ton of them. You can just ask Lord Google, say royalty copyright-free images, icons of X, and you will find stuff that you can work with. Or you can also, if you want to and you're okay with it, you can ask ChatGPT to create something, or some other AI like that, or go into Canva and see what they have. You'll be amazed at what you can find that's free. So that's Rewards Club. The seasons are 3 months, so it's like quarterly. Every 3 months there's a new season that starts. So if you do your Rewards Club and it didn't work that time, it will show you statistics about how many people used it, how much more, like how many more sales did you get. It'll give you all that statistics. How much did people pay per item on average, all that stuff. You're going to get all that information when you set up your Rewards Club. Before you set up your Rewards Club, it's going to show you all that. I highly recommend that in the next couple of weeks, you take some time, go to seller.whatnot or help.whatnot.com, type in Rewards Club and watch the videos and read the information beforehand. I will be doing a show a couple of days before the season ends to show you how to set up your Rewards Club for the new season, and answer any questions you have. But it is a really great way of continuing to bring in more buyers. It attracts people, and it attracts not only new buyers. The new buyer coupon really helps with that. Set up a new buyer coupon, but it attracts continuous buying. It almost is like gamification of buying. You want to be careful with that. Ethically, I have an issue with that. But I like the idea of rewarding my customers for buying. And I like the idea of saying, here, you get 10% off. Like, I will set it up so that the first tier, if you use up all your coupons, that'll basically make you eligible for the next tier automatically just by using up your coupons. So I'm like giving you a coupon for every single thing that you buy to get to the next tier, and then I keep doing that. It's a little bit, you do have to buy a little bit more stuff to get from the second tier to the third tier, but it's all set up to encourage you to keep using my coupons, keep using those discounts. Okay, so I'm going to read off some more advice that's from other sellers that aren't me, because I'm just one person who provides advice on Whatnot. There are a lot of amazing sellers, like a Reworker's Passion, who was on here earlier, Custom Wood Burning. Oh my gosh, my coupons are crazy though, Millicent. There's Shop Happy. There's Bees, like there's just so many. The Hodgepodge Place. Thriftworks is an awesome seller who does community chats. Green 13. There's so many great. So definitely what I suggest that what you do is you go into your For You page, then go to categories, find community, type in community and follow that category, because then whenever you need to get a boost of like energy and inspiration to keep going on Whatnot, you'll find a community show that you can go into. They're not all equal, and there are some people that are doing community shows giving bad information. So take what you like, leave the rest, and always, if someone says this is what you can and cannot do on Whatnot, and if it's related to policy, always go and check for yourself. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody else. Go and check for yourself. Read it or contact support and ask them the question, because I don't want you to take advice from somebody and then you end up getting banned by Whatnot because you took bad advice. And there are some people giving really bad advice. So just be careful. Angie This and That says, question about rewards. I know one show who gives nothing in most of their tiers. Why is this? It's totally up to them, Angie. So I know some people who just like, it's a 10% off coupon and that's all you get. And then there's another tier and you get another 10% off coupon. Some people have decided they already give enough of a discount, and that they're already giving good value for money. So they don't have the room in their margins to give more than just one coupon. And so that's the reason why they're doing it. Amy, the girl that sells stuff, says, so when can you set up rewards? After 1,000 sales? No, actually it's after $1,000. So let me just see. Learn more. Please hold while it goes to the page. How does Rewards Club work? What are achievements? Are there caps on achievements? What kind of rewards are available? How do coupons work? How do I use my coupons? Can I purchase? Do I have to display my membership badge? Sorry, it's like buried now. It's totally buried. Eligibility rewards. Eligibility. Hopefully it understood me because I'm not spelling correctly right now. Rewards Club. There we go. In sellers. Okay. Okay. What are rewards? It's not showing. It's like 50 shows or 50 items, 9 shows, something like that, like something very simple, and $1,000 total gross, gross sales. Yeah. But this is so weird that it's not. Dear Whatnot, why did you take this out? It used to be at the very top. If you're an active seller and Whatnot and meet our eligibility requirements. Oh, here it is. Finally, they put it way down at the bottom, Amy. You've completed 50 or more orders, excluding giveaways. So 50 items sold and shipped. You've earned more than $1,000 in lifetime revenue, gross revenue from your sales on Whatnot. You've been a seller on Whatnot for 30 days or longer, and you're not currently on any second offense in any violation category. So your Rewards Club, yeah. So you'll be fine. You'll get there, Amy, because you're the girl that sells stuff. So you'll get there. Okay, so Rewards Club, highly recommend it. Check it out. The new season's coming soon. So go to help.whatnot.com, type in Rewards Club to learn some more. Majestic Way, hello. I'm conflicted on doing giveaways for my first show as I've heard differing opinions on it. What's your take? Where are you located? I'm gonna give you 2 answers. I'm gonna give you an American answer and a Canadian answer. You're in Colorado, so Rocky Mountain High. Okay, so you're in the United States. Giveaways, if you do a giveaway using plain white envelope, then you will. It's very inexpensive for you to send something flat like stickers or cards, something that's flat that can go in a plain white envelope in the mail. Then that's what I suggest you do. So you select the sticker category when you're setting up the giveaway. You put it under sticker category and you make sure that you have your plain white envelope turned on in your shipping. You can learn more about that by going to help.whatnot.com and put in letter mail, search for letter mail, and it will give you all the instructions on how to set that up if you are a US seller. And I would also say, if you're a US seller and you can't afford to, do not turn on international giveaway. Because it could be like $24, $30 US to ship to like Canada or Australia or something. because remember, there's people from all over the world. So, and if somebody complains, just say, I'm sorry, I just can't afford to do that. I can only afford to do this plain white envelope thing because that only costs me $1. So yeah, if you're new and you're in the US and you can afford to do like stickers or something in a plain white envelope, use the letter mail option and do giveaways. Absolutely. For the Canadians, raid Peacock, thank you for the raid. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Thank you, everyone. Please follow Peacock Jewelry. Thank you for the raid. So, yes, gift cards can go in envelopes. Yeah, gift cards do go in envelopes. Make sure that you take a picture of the gift card before you send it, and because oftentimes that's where people complain because and will complain to Whatnot that they haven't received it yet. So make sure you take a picture and send that picture of like, here's your gift card, like here's proof of the gift card, and with that UPC code that shows, because there's always that UPC code that shows, right? So that you can then prove to your buyer that, yeah, it's coming to you, because that's what happened. Hi, Taylor Pink, how are you? Again, everyone, thank you so much. Everyone follow Peacock Jewelry who just rated. Thank you so much. So you want to make sure you take a picture if it's a gift card or anything of high value. Remember that it's supposed to be $20 or less in value if you use plain white envelope, which it should be. I mean, you do not want to give away the farm, right, to do giveaways. But giveaways do help. Do giveaways, especially make sure you put on followers only, so it forces people to follow you before they can enter the giveaway. And my take on buyers giveaways is don't do it. I would recommend that instead you give coupons that then incentivize people to buy more. I wouldn't do buyers giveaways. I don't, because you have to be the buyer has to be in the room in order to actually win the giveaway. They have to enter, etc., etc. And some people don't want to stick around, but then they feel like they have to. And yeah. Taylor Pink says, I wish I could do giveaways, but I'd have to pay for shipping for US. Yeah. So if you're a Canadian, I suggest you don't do giveaways unless you absolutely have to. Every once in a while for like a special show or something, like you're celebrating 4,000 followers or you've gotten to your 1,000 sales, right? Then I would do a giveaway. But otherwise, giveaways are way too expensive in Canada and international. In fact, if you do if you're going to do a giveaway, do an international giveaway, because then Americans can join, and then hopefully for your bank account, not hopefully for the Canadians, but hopefully for your bank account, an American wins, because it's cheaper to ship to an American than it is to a Canadian when you're a Canadian seller. Yeah, so, you know. I recommend Canadians always do international giveaways because it's usually going to be cheaper if an American wins. Yes, if somebody from Australia wins, it's going to be just as expensive as shipping to Chemainus, British Columbia. Same price. Or to England, pretty much the same price, a little bit more. So don't get me started on that. Makes no sense, but it's expensive in Canada because we are the second largest country on this earth. So that's part of the problem is we've got way too much territory to cover with people spread out all over the place. Okay, so yeah, so that's my recommendation about giveaways is they are great if you're in the States and you can do something flat that you can ship in and mail out in the mailer. Otherwise, skip it. Offer coupons, offer great deals, offer a great show, make people feel like they've been seen and heard and loved, and give out the vibe that is you. Don't try to be anybody but yourself, and you will build your business and attract buyers that way. And you know what? If you have a horrible personality, maybe people aren't going to buy from you. So maybe what live sales aren't for you. What live selling isn't for everybody, and that's okay. You could just have static listings on Whatnot. You could just put stuff in the marketplace. You do not have to go live and sell on Whatnot. You can always do that instead. And then market, share your items and share your Whatnot on all your social media, and don't go live. You don't have to go live. You can sell static and you're paying less in fees and you can still go into other people's shows and build community and get to know people and do all those awesome things that make Whatnot awesome. But if you don't want to go live yet, then just fill your Whatnot store full of stuff and you will get sales. I get sales every once in a while in the middle of the night from my store, so which I love. Hi, Shauna. I don't know if you came in earlier. And Vanessa, hello. Yard Yeller says buyers giveaways should be okay for Canadians. I just Yard Yeller, to be honest, I just think buyers giveaways. I'm not for them. But that's just me. That's everyone's because you can fill in a form. There's too many people who get all sellers who I hear on Facebook and Reddit get all BUTT hurt when somebody fills in a form and wins the buyer's giveaway. Well, that's legally allowed, so that, there's nothing like they're like it's wrong morally. You know what's wrong morally? Not feeding children, taking away school lunches, incarcerating people in horrible conditions. That's not that's wrong morally. Filling in a form to win a prize is not a moral issue in this world, for fork's sakes. Okay, I'm done. So don't do buyer's giveaways. Peacock says I draw the buyer's giveaway fast. One show 5 giveaways and buyers 1. That does work. But you know what? I just think if you want to do buyer's giveaways, go for it. But in my opinion, I think that they just cause more problems than they resolve. Like, I just don't. I think you can just give people coupons and deals, and that's their giveaway. But that's just my opinion. That's just me. So you do you, boo, and that's okay. All right. And if you want to be all butthurt about people filling in forms, you go ahead. You be you. I just don't. I think there's more important things in this world. Giveaways are fun, and Peacock seems to win a lot of giveaways. So if Peacock's in the room, she's probably going to win your giveaway if you run a giveaway. Just saying. Okay, so here's some advice from some other sellers that aren't me. Julie from Julie Becker says, I will, and Julie is spelled Juleebecker for those watching later on YouTube. Julie Becker says, I will always recommend a loaded shop, especially for new sellers. It's like a new store on Main Street, USA, or King Street, Canada. But nothing is out on the showroom floor. If there are no items loaded in the show, buyers have no idea what's for sale or what beautiful inventory is in the back room. Load up that buy it now and be willing to grab those items to show live and offer to drop the price and run it on the spot. Be consistent. The more you show up, the faster you will grow. Thank you, Millicent. The other is Tracy from Repurpose Resale. All one word, Repurpose Resale. She says, create a community experience where all potential customers feel welcome when they enter your room. No matter the outcome of the show, always display positive energy and be engaging. Even though we are selling items, oftentimes customers will purchase because of the good vibes and energy you bring. It's all about community. Community, community, community. Okay. D Archivist, my friend D Archivist, D_Archivist. She also has an awesome YouTube channel and she does great chat shows you don't want to miss. She says, make your viewers feel special, engage with them, and provide a great buying experience. Be consistent with your shows. Package items with care, ship fast, and most of all, run your items nonstop. Right? What I said before, pin it, talk about it, run it. Pin it, talk about it, run it. Whatnot tools, like running giveaways, and this needs to be edited. Kenny and folks, it still says gift to chat in here. Running giveaways brings viewers to your shows. So Whatnot tools like flash sales, I'm going to put that one in. Flash sales and running giveaways brings viewers to your shows, and it's up to you to convert them to buyers by keeping a positive, fun, and lighthearted vibe, if that's you. Sharing your show to social media is huge and free. Oh, yes. Networking in other shows is a great way to build community. And then I said in this,
The share button is great for attracting buyers. Share your show and share a few of your favorite items to all of your social media platforms. When sharing to social media, use hashtags that are relevant to your category or the item to attract new buyers. Have fun in your shows. Fun is contagious, and your viewers will come back for more fun, and they'll tell their friends about how much fun, entertaining, or informative your show was. Jen from Jen's Multiverse, who is an absolute sweetheart and does great shows. Entertainment value is huge. See, there's a theme here. Theme, dress up, trivia, story time, etc. Treat your show like you are planning an event or a party. If you're planning a party, you would advertise the free entertainment that will be there. This translates perfectly to a live show. Use your thumbnails, tiles, and social media to pique interest and make viewers curious and excited enough that they won't want to miss out on the show. So, like she's saying, plan it like a party, like it's a birthday party. You would, with if you were planning a birthday party, you would send out fun invitations. You would send messages to people, right? Like you would make it like it's a fun party. Have fun. Jen's Multiverse. When you go into her show, you're going to see she's having fun. She's also making money, but she's having so much fun. And then Tamika from Custom Wood Burning. If you're in the handmade category, you need to be following Custom Wood Burning. She says, here are some things that can help attract buyers. An attractive thumbnail photo, attractive live setup, so your lighting and your background, a positive attitude, and a curated shop with rich listings. So good products, good photos, and good descriptions. Sell your products by showing and explaining their value. Show gratitude with purchases. Be authentic and follow through with good shipping practices to attract return buyers. So there you go. Any questions? Any questions? We are at 2 hours and 26 minutes. So I will sign off in 4 minutes. So last call for questions. If I missed a question, I apologize. Please ask again. I do have some more advice. I'm going to quickly read through it while you guys are doing that. So, like some category specific recommendations that I've written down. So if you're in fashion, I recommend styling your pieces into outfits before going live so you can show, like, here's how it looks in a whole outfit. And I got that idea from Style with Charlie, who's I met in England. Offer size measurements in advance. If you're doing anything fashion, make sure that if you're pre-listing that you are measuring, especially in women's category, pit to pit. And if you don't know what pit to pit is, PTP, look it up and learn it if you're going to sell fashion. Show outfit try-ons or use a mannequin preview on your social media to really showcase how cool this item is that you're going to want to buy. If you're in collectibles or toys, do character or theme-based shows like all 90s McDonald's toys. Do trivia giveaways that are tied to trivia and giveaways that are tied to the fandom. Trivia shows are really fun. People love trivia shows. So you could ask a question, sell a couple of things, ask another question, sell a couple of things. You could mix it in. Trivia shows don't just have to be talk. I usually do just talk. So don't do what I do. Use collector hashtags in your social media like toy collector or nostalgia drop. If you're doing handmade or art, use a time lapse to take a time lapse video of your creation process and put that out on Reels on your social media. And you can even put short videos in your listings. So you can always do that. And also, like, you could do like a time lapse of you, say you're selling tumblers, custom tumblers. Do a time lapse of you creating a tumbler. And put that as like the main video that people see instead of the thumbnail when they're looking for shows to bookmark. Offer, if you're doing handmade or art, offer limited edition drops with countdowns. Use that flash sale for that. You can also create a VIP club with exclusive show invites. This is where you can use Rewards Club. All of you can use Rewards Club to invite gold and higher level to like a special show that only they can get into. And then you send them that link to that show and say, hey, you're a gold member or a diamond member, a platinum member. Amy Trammell says, I have a reel of my 3D printer running on my thumbnail. Brilliant. There you go. Amy's doing it. TT's Treasures. Hello. How are you? If you're in comics or books, Show rare finds or graded items in advance. Make sure if it's graded, you mention that in the listing. Offer buyers choice lots, like 5 for $10, for example. Run shows with themes like first appearances or indie gems. What else do we have here? If you have a question, Penelope Picks, thank you for the raid. Everyone, please follow the wonderful Penelope Picks. You are amazing. I love you. So leverage the algorithm. Make the algorithm work for you. You can learn more about discoverability. Let me just run that for a second. I'll go flip to whatnot. I have too many things open. Like my brain, I have too many apps open at once. Where did I put whatnot? Did I miss it? I must have missed it. There it is. Oh, it's because it was showing me help.whatnot.com. Okay, hang on a second. It's thinking. All right. So discoverability. I want to just quickly talk about discoverability. So you can use promote tools to help with, oh, thank you. It's a dress. I can't show you the whole thing because I'm sitting down. It's very hot right now because it is not a breathable fabric. Okay. Right. So leveraging the algorithm. We talked before about using promote tools and the boost to help you. That is value for money. As long as you can keep your click-through rate. Cap City, what's up? I'm late, but I'm assuming you said some advice to Canadian channels specifically, or what's big differences between US and Canada channels. Been new to this app. Seeing the big difference. So, I mean, one of the things is that Canadians have a disadvantage when it comes to shipping costs. But marketing yourself to other Canadians, the shipping between Canadians is way cheaper than the shipping from a US seller to Canada. So that is a huge thing that I recommend, is that you get your word out to the larger community. Plus you use your referral code and you're going to get $5 credit every time a new buyer joins Whatnot using your referral code. Also, refer fellow sellers that you think would be great for Whatnot. You're going to get a $200 credit if they run their first show and start selling. So, so leverage the algorithm. So go live consistently. Whatnot promotes active and regular sellers. If you go to help.whatnot.com and put in discoverability, you'll learn all about how the algorithm, how you get discovered on Whatnot. So again, promote tools is a paid way to get discovered more easily, but being an active seller who does regular shows, and remember I said pin, talk, run, or pin, talk, flash sale. The algorithm likes it when you're pinning and when you're running. So they also like it. Tom said this week, Tom is the product development guy. He's the one that works. He's the CEO, he's the chief officer of product development. He's the one who decides these things. So the algorithm, he said, likes it when you pin. So pin, talk, run, pin, talk, flash sale, whatever it is. He said you should have something always pinned that someone could buy or that you're about to run as an auction. Penelope says, I made one single sale, but not giving up. Hope you're having a great community show. I am. Thank you so much for coming in, and congratulations. One sale is better than I've done today, and that's okay. Sometimes just going live and being regular, you're going to build. It's going to build. It takes time. It is not there are very few people who can come onto Whatnot and become overnight sensations for free. Nobody. It costs time, energy, and money to build your Whatnot business. Staying live for more than an hour, over 60 minutes, increases your visibility on Whatnot. The longer you're on, the more you're going to get discovered, because Whatnot statistics show that longer shows have better sales and more money is made per item. So sometimes when you feel, if you can't do though, if your energy level is such that you can't do 60 minutes or longer, then don't worry about that. Just be as consistent as you possibly can be. But the longer you're on for, the better. Start your stream 5 to 10 minutes early with a warm-up chat to gather your audience. Some people will go live and just start running right away, and that's fine, but don't run your bangers. If you're going to touch and run stuff right from the beginning and not just kind of have a little chat beforehand, that makes a difference. It really does make a difference as far as I'm concerned. And as see, I get distracted. And as Angie said, make your start time at an odd time. So that is very important too. Yes. So a lot of people start on the hour or on the half hour. If you look at your phone, if you look at your Whatnot notifications on your phone, you're going to see that like on the hour and on the half hour, you suddenly get like this big blob, right? You know what? People just ignore that. They don't, there are very few people who will go through each one of those notifications. They just swipe it away. You want to be the odd 1 or 2 or 3 notifications. They're willing to go and read that and check it out and hit that and come over to your show. You're more likely if you started 5 minutes after or 7 minutes after or 10 minutes after, skip the 15 because some people start a quarter after. If you're at an odd number, not on the hour, on the half hour, you're going to get more viewers in because they're going to look at those notifications. Okay. Engage with your chat, but remember the chat, 80 to 90% of people in a room will not say a single word the entire time. So don't take that personally. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. But when people tap hearts, when they share your shows, when they bookmark your items, when they do pre-bids, when they do talk, that all increases discoverability. So engagement like chat activity follows, and auctions every 2 to 5 minutes help to keep you visible and on the homepage and category feeds. So pin it, run it, pin it, talk about it, run it, pin it, talk about it, run it. If you keep running auctions or keep running flash sales, that's the key thing to do. Pin it, talk about it, run it. Pin it, talk about it, run it. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Okay. Your Whatnot profile. One of the ways to attract new followers is to have a Whatnot profile that is attractive. So use a clear, recognizable profile photo that that people can see. If you look right now on your screen and you look at like Angie has a picture of her, and like I recognize that's Angie, and it's a good picture that is perfectly framed so that I can see her. Millicent's has an awesome M in the middle that's very distinctive, and it immediately, it's like I can just see that. I don't need to see the word Millicent's beside it. I know that's Millicent's. Who else do we have here? Penelope's got a really great picture of herself with a lovely background. Cap City. I can see that there's a logo there, but it's a little small. So I don't know if there's a way for you to expand that or just highlight part of it. Now I'm giving critiques. I'm sorry. Ms. Chris in that. I know Ms. Chris is in that, and that logo is instantly recognizable to me. I know that's Ms. Chris. So look at your profile. Peacock's got a peacock on there. Debbie Zion's, I love that. That's also that's her. Amy, you've got a really great picture, and it's recognizable. That's you. I can connect because I can see both of you, and I feel like I have a connection already because of that picture. So use your little Whatnot profile image that's something that's clear and recognizable. When I first started on Whatnot, my rooster wasn't really a recognizable rooster. I changed it to this rooster because I liked the details in it, and suddenly people understood. So I just kept it. That's it. That's all you're going to get. You're just going to get a red rooster. Simple. It's the red rooster. So you don't want to have a super cluttered background with a lot of words because you can't read them when it's like this small. It's so tiny. I squish it. I squish. Okay. That's a Canadian thing. Not everyone will understand. Also an older Canadian thing. So also that you get a banner behind you on your profile page, you get a banner. Choose something that like feels like you. Again, not too cluttered, fairly simple. I just picked a really nice stock image that I liked. You want to write a short but catchy bio. Millicent says, kids in the hall, no excuse for us not to know that. Audrey says, my mom used to do that and she was Texan. I'm glad that Kids in the Hall spread. I'm glad that Kids in the Hall spread. Do you know These Are the Daves I Know? I know. These are the Daves I know. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, hi Tinker Throat. Yeah. Kids in the Hall. I'm glad that it spread. Like SNL. Saturday Night Live is Canadian. Who created that? SCTV, Bob and Doug McKenzie, and all that kind of stuff. Bob and if anyone wants to look it up, look up the history of Bob and Doug McKenzie and why that skit was created in the first place was a reaction to our CBC forcing them. Some of them are David, but most of them are Dave. Yes, and I mean they had so much LGBTQ stuff in there back in the day when half of America was trying to purify everyone else. That I'm amazed that it spread. Hopefully it didn't harm y'all. Y'all okay? You okay with our Canadian humor? We do send our Canadian humor down there. Okay. And they all have their own hands, but it's coming from better for it. I'm glad. You're in Texas, so God help you, Audrey. Holy cow. I don't know when they're finally gonna come. I mean, holy cow. Oklahoma. Holy cow. I just heard about what's going on there. Oklahoma. You have a lot of cows. Yes, that helps. You can just rub the head of one or something. You're in North Texas. There you go. Amy, look at all the Texans in the room. Okay, so you want to write a short but catchy bio, who you are, what you sell, when you go live. That should all be in there. If you have a regular schedule for when you go live. Your short, catchy bio, remember what I said earlier on? The first 2 lines are what most people are going to see. Most people aren't going to click see more. They're just going to see the first 2 lines. So write it and then look at it and see what it shows you so that you can see whether or not you need to edit that to make the keywords that you want to get through to people. Like, hi, I'm Amy. I'm from Texas and I love chocolate poodles. I sell them. So I don't know. I'm just making stuff up on the go. So you want to just do very quick little bullet point. That first part has to be, you have to get in those first 2 lines, you need to get the information you really want people to understand first. And then you can have more down below when they click see more, but not everybody's going to tap on see more. So you want to get those first 2 lines are the key. Make sure that if you have social media accounts that you keep them active, and that you share like crazy. Set up a custom banner image with your schedule and a brand vibe if you want to. I think that's a little bit too much, Kim. I don't know why you wrote that. And engage like a pro. So have a mod. If you're not able to, have a mod who welcomes everybody new in and answers shipping questions. I actually, when I first watched, or have if you have a co-host or someone else who's helping you in the room, when I first watched Draz, for those of you who know Draz, Dana, she has great chat shows and she sells fabric and she's got amazing things. And her husband helps her during her shows. And when her husband's there, he welcomes in everybody and she's still talking. And then over top of it, you can hear, welcome in Millicent, welcome in Amy, welcome in. And at first I was like, what is going on? What is going on? Because she just keeps talking over top of him. She doesn't he just talks while she's talking. It is the craziest thing. But you know what? It's their vibe and suddenly I love it. I hated it at first. And then I was like, this is actually really cute. She's it doesn't phase her at all. If my husband's that, I'd be like, why are you talking while I'm talking? Don't talk while I talk. But I love their vibe. They're just amazing. So you can always do that. It is so sweet. I love Draz too. So, you can mention usernames out loud. And when someone buys, thank them. Say, thank you so much, pay tribute for your purchase. That's awesome. And if you had bids, I always thank everybody else. I may not say all their names, but if there was a bidding war, I will thank the other bidders, because if it wasn't for them, that price wouldn't be where it's at. So thank your buyer and then thank your bidders too. Even if they didn't win, they should be thanked because they helped you. You can always ask easy engagement questions, or you can use the polls. You can use the polls to ask your viewers questions. Again, because 80 to 90% of people will not say a single word. So use polls to ask questions. Like, do you want me to show you some vintage stuff or some modern stuff next? Do you want me to show t-shirts or skirts or jeans? Which one would you like? And you can do polls instead of trying to see what the room says, because again, 80 to 90% of people will not say a word. And it could be 6 people could say jeans, but it could be you have 20 other people in the room who actually do not want to see jeans. And as soon as you say, okay, I'm going to do jeans, they leave. I've done that to myself. I have done that to myself where I've asked the room, 2 people have answered, so I've gone with those 2 answers, and then I see my numbers drop because the rest of the people who didn't speak up are not interesting. Patriot says it's important to, if you run a lot of items quickly, to thank people. Yes, absolutely. Whoops, Daisy, where is it? Hang on. I love trying to read the dang screen. Come on, it's freezing now. Patriot says, because when you go back and watch again to verify, it doesn't show the bidding or the chats. Yeah, so I always say thank you so much, Vintiquity or whatever. That does help you too. You're right, Patriot. For when you're running stuff really fast and you don't have somebody who numbers your items for you and you're just go, and you use video receipts to watch the show back, you can just listen in and say, thank you so much for purchasing. This duck is coming to you. Here's the duck. And I'll show it on the screen and I'll like count. I usually count. Sometimes I count out loud. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, Vintiquity. That's coming to you. I do that. Because then when I'm watching the video back again, I know clearly who it was. And I won't say how much they paid, but I'll like thank them. And Peacock says, yeah, I feel left out when I bid, but only winner is thanked. However, I will say that running a show is hard to remember everything. It is hard to remember everything. You're not going to remember all of these things. Just do what feels right to you. Don't worry if you're writing all this down and trying to remember what to do, just work on one thing at a time. You can only do so much and learn so much fast. Debbie says, I love when a whole conversation breaks out between buyers. Yeah, when people start talking about the item in between, I love that. And that boosts the algorithm. So don't say stop talking. The purple girl says, can you have 2 different accounts if you sell 2 completely different specific items like records and clothes? You can. And I've seen some people do this, but I've seen some people who have tried to create multiple brands on Whatnot and then try and market that outside of Whatnot. And it's a lot to manage brands. It's a lot to manage your branding and your marketing for just one brand. It's a lot of work. So like your name, The Purple Girl, doesn't say I'm the purple record girl or the purple clothes girl. So if it was you in particular, I would say do record shows and do clothes shows as the purple girl. Your branding is you sell a variety of things and you sell in multiple categories, and there's nothing wrong with that. You will build, because people who buy records need to wear clothes. So why split it up? People who buy luxury goods will also buy cheaper goods. So if you're a luxury seller, you could sell also in just regular clothes or regular bags, right? It does not have to be one or the other. So my personal take is one brand, multiple categories. You do you're again, for like records and clothes is a great example. Maybe not everybody who buys records is going to buy clothes, but everybody who buys records needs clothes. But maybe everyone who buys clothes doesn't necessarily need records, but you're going to have crossover. And then you may turn around and decide, oh my gosh, I got this great opportunity to buy a whole bunch of, I don't know, jewelry. And now I'm going to do jewelry shows too. You don't want to have like now you've suddenly made it that I'm only clothes on this one. I'm only records on this one. So now I've got to be, I'm only jewelry on another one. Oh, too much work. And it cannibalizes, right? Because like you're trying to then you try to tell people to go to your other channels to bookmark that show. No, all in one, sell what you want, how you want, and just use a generic. So like if Records from the 6 decided to start selling clothes, I would recommend I mean, he's got a big following, so he doesn't need to worry as much. But if you are a smaller seller and your name says just one thing, then you might want to rebrand your name. And you can do that on Whatnot. You can change your name anytime. Angie's This and That says, I sell various and try different categories. Deal hunting is awesome one for most. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Angie's This and That, your name tells us that you sell this and that. Makes it easy. What does she sell? She sells this and she sells that. Okay, so use the rewards club. We already talked about that. You can create, okay, this one, I don't know. So you can, why not name your community? There's a lot of sellers who create like little cute little names for their crew, right? Like Goliath, if you watch Goliath like has cute little like a name that his followers use, like weird, I can't remember what it is, but like you could, if I wanted to, I could say you're all in my rooster's nest, you're my rooster's nester, or the toy vault tribe. You can create little names if you want to. I think that will usually come. Yes, Millicent has a good point. If you have pending orders, you can contact Whatnot for a name change, or you have to wait till all your orders arrive. So you can't do shows in the meantime and sell. You have to either contact Whatnot to change your name, or you need to wait till all your orders clear. You are correct. Yeah, don't if so. It's good to make sure that you got the right branding from the beginning, but then if you need to adjust, contact Whatnot support. Okay, and then social media. Use social media. We already talked about that before. Use Instagram, run weekly IG or TikTok lives with Q&As about Whatnot for curious buyers. Use Watch Me Live stickers on stories and reels. There's Whatnot stickers that you can use on Instagram. If you don't know what a sticker is on Instagram, y'all need to learn Instagram then. Make sure you cross promote. So you can collaborate with another seller in your niche for like a double night feature where you raid into each other. There used to be a group of 3 sellers who always would have on the regular nights once a week where they would run one after another, and they attracted buyers to all 3 shows that way by pulling each one of them pulling in their own group of buyers to then work to go to see all the shows. So analyze your sales data and work smarter, not harder. So what days of the week and times seem to perform best for you? Making sure that you think about your own energy and the time you have to do shipping in that calculation. So if you did a midnight show and it worked really well, but you couldn't ship out on time because you had to go to work the next day and the day after, then maybe Sunday night midnight shows aren't right for you, right? But you need to analyze which time works best for you and your energy. Evenings and weekends are prime time on Whatnot, so always think about that. Work for your schedule, then don't worry about it. Go when it's right for you. Also try off-peak times. Sometimes being in the evenings or weekends is great, but think about the fact that a lot of sellers are also on, not just buyers, but a lot of sellers are on at that time. So you have a lot more noise. It's harder for you to get discovered on the algorithm when there's so many other sellers and bigger sellers than you that are on. So look at off-peak times to do shows, like lunch breaks or morning shows, breakfast shows, or a Sunday slow sale. Also learn from other big sellers. Don't copy, but learn and see what they do. You're going to learn so much just by sitting in on their shows. Renzi, who's in a category that I do not buy out of, like he's wholesale clothing, but I find his shows absolutely fascinating. The way he runs them, the way he's organized things. I love the way he's figured things out. You can follow his Instagram and you'll see posts about his post-show process, and he explains that and shows that. These are the people you can learn from. You're not going to be able to do everything that they do, but you can learn little things that you can do that will help you work smarter, not harder. So watch their show pacing, how they hype the chat, their setups, their lighting, their mic, their layout. Adapt to what works with your personality and your vibe. Don't copy. Remix. Conversion boosters encourage buying by using buyer's choice or speed rounds to give a sense of urgency. Offer price drops live on air if no bids land. This is the reverse auction that I've talked about before. So you start something off at $20 and you run to the auction, nobody buys. If you can afford to go down to $15 and say, you know what, just this once, I'm going to run it for $15. And run it for $15. You may get a sale because you're just offering it this once and it's a discount. People love discounts. I'm telling you, people love discounts. And if they see it says $20 and then they see it's only $15, they're probably going to buy because people love discounts. Promote $2, $3, $5 starts or last call discounts. Use the flash sales. We talked about that before. Build relationships. A lot of people don't realize that you can follow your buyers back and comment on their collections or feedback. If you follow them on Instagram, like chat with them on Instagram. Don't just be about Whatnot. If you also follow your buyers and other sellers, interact with them on Instagram, Facebook, etc. And do it in a kind way. Positive. Always be positive. And use free tools. There's so many free tools available, not just like on Whatnot, like the share button, but use Canva to create free show graphics, banners, promo posts. Linktree or Milkshake, you can do a one-stop shop for your links. I use Bitly a lot. You can use CapCut or InShot for editing short videos of your inventory previews. And yeah, that's about it. Are there any other? Oh, Debbie has a question. Is there a way to share your show to all your followers at the same time? I've been doing it one by one. No, there isn't. And it would be considered spamming by Whatnot. So I recommend just being really careful about sharing on Whatnot direct messages because not everybody likes it. I prefer when somebody shares their show and says something, even if it's you're saying the same thing to everybody, doesn't matter. But just like, hope you can make it to my show, heart, right? Something like that. Not just share the show, but add a little bit, write something in there is my recommendation if you're going to do that. But there is no way to do like a massive thing to your followers. So encourage your followers and buyers to follow you on like your Instagram, because then you can send out and they will see it on their Instagram. Use your social media, push people to your social media. But definitely if you're going to use Whatnot direct messages, be careful not to like send it to absolutely everybody. Pick the people that you know are going to be interested. And say, I hope you can come to my show or a special show to celebrate my anniversary or whatever it is, something like that. So that is my recommendation. Okay, it is 12:47. My voice is going. I feel like I have something I have tons of things I need to do today. I'm going to hopefully cool down and then work on this room and get this stuff moved so that we can have a room up here that we can use because I have the kids coming next month. Millicent says, I do appreciate someone saying why they're sending it. Like they have a lot of Disney or they're a new seller. Yeah. I find that if you just send me a link, I might like send you back a heart or something. But normally you won't get a reply from me if you didn't say something that seemed personal. So, and a lot of times I just can't make it to shows, to be honest. I can't make it to all the shows. I tried to behave and not go into Whatnot too often because I'm already breaking the bank. So, okay. Last call for any questions and last call for you to share your shows. We are going to go and raid, and I'm just double checking if the person that I want to raid into is still on. Hopefully she is. Hang on. Yes, she is. So, the Crazy Bead Lady. Linda says, my show tonight, 7 p.m. for beads and findings. Ooh, running these weekly on the same day at the same time. That's a brilliant idea. And tonight, semi-precious beads and more with 75% off my retail store price. Please bookmark my shows. The Crazy Bead Lady, go check her out. Everyone follow Millicent's my wonderful mod. Debbie Zions is having Vintage Treasures Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. I love it. I love it. Okay, we are going to go raid now. Oops, daisies. We thank you everybody for hanging out for this extra long show. Angie has a family fashion raid train. Sign up for lots of fun. Pop up coming in the next few days. That is awesome. Okay, we are going to go into Vintiquity. We're going to go to British Columbia. I haven't raided into Vintiquity in a while. So she's doing a book show. I love books. It is to read or not to read. Let's send some love. Let's bless her with some love in the chat, some hearts and some Canada flags and whatever else you want. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I love you. Hey, Lisa, I love you guys so much. Have a great day. And remember, this show is on YouTube if you want to watch it again later. It's like 3 hours long. So God love you if you do. Okay.